All right, we are live, and it is Noodle Free Mondays. I'm your boy, Mr. C, the Enforcer, aka Poppy, called a bad boy. And the Bluetooth was disconnecting, also known as the last skit bag. So we in the house tonight. Of course, I'm gonna send out the link to my guys. I always start the shows with some videos, some fun stuff from the fam that we own. We got fair rights used to play that as a warm up into the show. Then I'll get my host in here, send them the links as they come in. We'll talk about some stuff, talk about issues going on in society. Why do you think people are so crazy? Our noodle of the week is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And we will talk about why she is the noodle of the week this week for our particular show. So thanks everybody for watching. If you are watching, I'm going to set up some videos, get something streaming going here. And then we are going to be at it. So shout out to that. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Happy Monday. Hope you have a great week. Make sure you be healthy, drink your water, be happy, and spread love. Because teamwork makes the dream work. Sorry about the fan if you can hear it. This is my cool down portion because I'm fresh off the job right now. So I got to like jump over and switch out and do my show stuff and get my little studio area organized and all that and get food and stop playing video games and whatever else, right? You know, because I was working, so I was playing video games too. But that's a whole thing. Anyway, right. Let's get back to it. Let's get some videos going here. Usually I play skit bag stuff on Mondays. Ugh. Get out of here. 1 second, guys. Hope everything is well as mentioned. Of course, I do got my new little song. You know, matter of fact, while I'm looking for the video, I'm gonna play my new song because why wouldn't I promote my own crap, right? So I'm gonna play my new song, Paging Dr. Umar to kill time, while I look up what playlist of videos I'm gonna play to start the show.
We do politics over punani. We do education over ecstasy. We do literacy over linguistic ability. N-A-T-U-R-A-L with a get it ass clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. N-A-T-U-R-A-L with a get it ass clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl.
From the skinny to the biggie, ain't no plastic in the body. Keep that trash away from kitty. Like my ladies green the way the nature made them. Curly hair a nation, chocolate presentation. We like the ladies, litty flavored basket Robin skinny wasting. Don't get it wrong, we even take them yellow, brown, Caucasian. Patron Dr. Umar, ain't no bunny hopping. Too far. The natural queens coming all sizes, dropping stars.
N-A-T-U-R-A-L with a get it ass clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. N-A-T-U-R-A.
Where is he?
Yeah, you heard it now. You'll be fine. That's wait, there it is. I'll bring it
A
back.
natural girl,
Yeah.
a natural girl,
Yeah.
a natural
It's going down.
girl, a natural
Black Trump in the house. Body parts soft, clean, jean pillows popping. Tasty water flow, snappy head steady rocking. Where your man at? Well, I'm here now. All that fear chat, it ain't here now. Protection in the building, family beat the drilling. Cooking for the kids to get me piece of bacon dealing. My trusted counsel when I get my piece of bacon building. Keep the family diet clean. I need a
N-A-T-U-R-A-L with a get it ass clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. N-A-T-U-R-A-L with a get it ass clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. Hey.
We do murder over money, and we do righteousness over your activity. I need a natural girl, a Big Papa, big.
1 sec. I like you a lot, and I want tonight to be special. It's kind of for the first time. I I really want the mood to be perfect. So do you mind if I light a couple candles?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I light them for almost everything. Like, there's no occasion where a candle isn't appropriate. There we go. What do you think?
I think it's great. It's really nice.
Okay, so you're just humoring me. It's not quite right, so just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna do a couple more, okay? It's gonna be awesome when it's done. Like, you will never believe like candles can make things this romantic, but it's going to. It's going to. Trust me. 1 sec. 1 sec. It's all gonna be worth it, I swear. This is cool.
Donnez-moi une suite au Ritz, je n'en veux pas. Des bijoux de chez Chanel, je n'en veux pas. Donnez-moi une limousine,
Sagrado Corazon de Jesus.
Offrez-moi du personnel, j'en ferai
get a little toasty.
Châtel, ce n'est pas pour moi. Offrez-moi la tour Eiffel, j'en ferai quoi?
He just keeps lighting candles.
Are you seeing this?
Je veux l'amour, la joie,
Looks like Bartlett's, right?
ce n'est pas votre argent qui fera
Oh, when you get a load of this Tyler, you're gonna love it.
la main sur le cœur. Allons ensemble découvrir ma liberté. Oubliez.
What are you doing in my room? Psycho.
Cliché, bienvenue dans ma réalité.
Gotta run to the store real quick for some candles.
J'en ai marre de bonnes manières, c'est trop pour moi. Moi je mange avec les mains et je suis
I really
comme
need to clean my
ça. Je
car.
parle fort et je suis France, excusez-moi. Fini l'hypocrisie, moi, je me casse là. J'en ai marre des lampes de bois. Regardez-moi, de toute manière, je vous en veux pas. Et je suis comme ça.
All right, I think we're finally set. Oh! Oh! God, you look like shit now. Oh, fuck. I promise you, Sarah, I will never leave you. Okay, I gotta go, sweetheart. All right, we'll talk soon.
What you say to me? Hey! Happy Monday, bitch!
Here we go. Oh, hello. And welcome to another episode of Homemade Sex Toys with me, Randy Andy. Now, today is a very special day because we are reaching out to public access internet. Now, isn't that exciting? I will hope that the telephone does not ring in the middle to cut off our internet connection. I would like to start with a letter I received in the post. Now, this letter you will enjoy. This is from a very long-time viewer. Yes, she saw my very first show. I actually had some souffle with her. Let me get to it. Here it is. Dear Randy, Do you know how to get stains out of pleather? Thank you, Stacy. No, I do not. Okay, what you will need is a toilet paper roll, scissors, a glue gun, and now I cannot stress enough, I've said this time and time again, when using a glue gun, or any tools for that matter, be sure to keep all of your clothes on. Next, you will need 100 gummy bears, an assortment of colors. All right. Oh, and scissors. So, step 1. You want to cut the cardboard down the center. Oh, that gets harder every time. Then, you want to take your gummy bears and glue them in rows on the inside. Gentlemen, if you're making this for a boyfriend, well, why not use the colors of the rainbow? Or if you have a favorite sports team, or if you have a least favorite sports team. For me, Dallas, Texas, fuck you. When placing your gummy bears, you want to be very sure that the arms and legs are pointing up to the sky. Now, this is imperative for absolute intense pleasure. For those little arms and legs will tickle you in places you didn't even know you had. And I have discovered them all, so stay tuned. Now, those of you uncircumcised, you may want to add about double the glue. Here we go, little bears. Oh, yes, you'll be getting your porridge soon. Now, I will say, if you are making this lover for an ethnic friend, you may want to consider using a paper towel roll instead. Now, isn't that starting to look inviting? Oh, I'm already getting very excited. So excited, in fact, that I can't wait any longer. Now, this is what your finished product will look like. Now, doesn't that look like something you want to hide in the bathroom with? I think so. A little bit of lotion will help you along. Remember, don't eat the bears that have been glued. You'll die. Thank you for tuning in to Homemade Sex Toys with Randy Andy. And I ask you, please share my videos. Attach your friends to my videos. Ship them to your dad. Hashtag your moms. And I can't wait to hear from each and every one of you. Tune in next week where I will be making my late wife Agabel's favorite. It is a pleasure machine. I'll see you then. All the good. I am Randy Andy. It's good.
Look, I'm so sorry, okay? Coincidentally, if there's anything I can do to make this go away without involving the authorities.
Yeah. I think we work something out.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is.
We just so we're on the same page, you're not like referring to anything kinky, are you?
Oh, fuck. I forgot my jive juice.
Oh my God, babe. What are you doing here?
Guys? Where'd you get that cookie?
Fuck this cookie. Come on.
Enter via West 24th Street. North Corridor, hurry. Coming through.
Every second counts here.
The network's got you covered.
Take the OR3.
Next level moments need the next level.
Here we go.
Where is he? Here we go. Keep the pace. This way. This way. Oh, we're gonna get that son of a bitch.
No ticket. Yes! I'm late.
God! God! Where is he? There he is. There he is. On the ground now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. This is the man. Right now. I need more Pokeballs. Pokeballs. God, I need more Pokeballs. Go. Son of a bitch. Go.
Hey, man. How you doing? Good. How you doing? I'm good. Good.
Ha! Here you third. I got it. Oh.
This is some good shit.
Really good shit.
It's no surprise. The apocalypse is upon us. And let's be honest, shit's about to go down.
Having been trained by the likes of M. Bison and Sagat, who better to show you the skills and technique for survival than from someone who has lost it all.
At Brad's Apocalypse, you too will learn the ways of
the Siamese ninja roll, the Himalayan fucking the Korean human sacrifice, the China ninja star, and the most important skill of all, American wisdom.
So if you lack the physical strength to outstand Korean drones, zombies, even your neighborhood crackhead, join Brad's Apocalypse. Your life depends on it.
Call 188-APOCALYPSE. It's an Arby's number, but they know me.
All right, perfect.
Oh shit! Yes! Yes! Hey, shit is definitely popping off now. This calls for a celebration. Random friend, order some pizza.
Wait a minute. You know, every time you order, it take like 2 hours, yo.
Yeah, man, you right. Au contraire, we can just get my white guy. What white guy?
No. My white guy.
Hey guys. All right, what's the situation?
White guy. We need to get some pizzas over here, but we need it here in white people time.
No problem. How's it going? Yeah, we're gonna need 3 medium pizzas over here. If you can do that for us. Hey buddy, how you doing, man? Hey, hashtag White Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you think you get 3 pizzas over here for us? Hey man, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, 15 minutes and they're on the house.
White guy does it every time.
Oh, wait. Tell me more.
1-800-WHITE-GUY assists in talking to white girls who don't date black guys yet, seating at restaurants, acquiring loans, buying condoms, run-ins with the police, moments of sympathy, hitchhiking, finding the remote, even the cure for AIDS. Just ask Charlie Sheen. That's right, 1-800-WHITE-GUY. White privilege for everyone. And he doesn't sleep. He runs off of pure white power.
All right, fellas, we need to get this pool dug out by 3 p.m., so no slacking like usual. You hear?
No problem, Rick. We're on it.
All right.
Hey, is it true that we're digging on an ancient burial ground?
Yeah, I think Brad's right. I think this is an ancient Tokioli tribe's ground.
Look, I don't care what we're digging. I would dig up my own grandmother if I got paid for it. You hear? We two get down there and dig. You know, I hate smoke. It's the absolute worst. Jesus Christ. How's it going, morons?
Going good, Rick. Thanks, man. Yeah. These are nice. Yeah. Sky. Whoa, I think I found something. Oh. Whoa, like an old-ass pipe.
Whoa. Hey, there's still some green in there.
Do you think we should... Okay.
Ahoy there! You've awakened the great Genie Funyun, and I'm here to grant you two 3 wishes.
A haunted genie? It's awesome.
Now, isn't it crazy that I came through that pipe, through both your lungs, and now I'm floating here?
Oh, dude, you got your mind blow juice on my
I'm
hat.
sorry.
I know, crazy, right? So what's your first wish, my masters?
This is you, man. This is you.
Okay. Genie, we're tired. We'd like a 10-minute break.
You shall have that, as you wish, my masters.
All right.
Are you kidding me? You wasted one of your wishes on a damn 10-minute break? Why didn't you ask for $1 billion? You would have never had to work again.
Oh.
Yeah. Thanks for looking out, Rick. Man, you're smart.
I've granted your first wish. Now, what shall the second be?
Well, Genie, got some suds, and we're a little hungry. So for our second wish, we wish for a 6-inch, 12-inch meatball sub.
Nice save.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Your wish is my command.
Will you just shut the fuck up? You just wasted 2 wishes on complete bullshit.
Oh, you know what, Rick? Why don't you take a hit off of it, and then you can have 3 wishes of your own.
Oh, nice, man. Share it.
Are you idiots not even going to use your 3rd wish? You guys are dumber than I thought.
Oh my God, we had a whole nother wish. Dude, for always looking out for us, we wish that Rick never has to breathe in smoke again.
Your 3rd wish.
Because you hate smoke,
No.
Rick.
I need smoke to make my own wishes.
I don't think it's working. Right?
Peace,
I don't
bitches.
think it works like that, Rick.
Rick, man, we gotta get back to work.
Yeah, it's been 10 minutes.
Yeah, and we gotta get this pool done by 3, so we can't slack.
That's
Your
right.
own rules.
Yup.
And take your pants off, man. Stay a while.
Yeah, dude.
All right. It's the Skit Bags Fast Five with my man JD, the Godson, sticking and moving with the Rock M&B on his shirt. So you ready for the Fast Five questions, JD?
Let's do it.
That's what I'm talking about. So what's your personal style of comedy?
I'd say influence of improv, on the spot, in the moment, with the guy.
That's what I'm talking about. So who inspired you to be in comedy? Is there a particular person?
Good morning. Welcome to Hip Hop Culture. This is your semi-host, Full of Damn Tautology. And today I'm going to be on the My Part of Town podcast tonight at 11:30. Still talking about, the culture and what we need to do to bring it back and take it to new levels. I just wanted to say a quick good morning to everyone. I'm still going to be talking about this word war X that's going on. In one corner, we got Ibram X. Kendi, young professor, 40 years old. He's the self-titled anti-racist activist. And it has his book, How to Be an Anti-Racist. He represents the left side of the pentagram, whereas John Mahorta, another established professor of the arts, let me look up his bio real quick. I should have been a little more prepared, but I'm gonna be real quick. Just, John McWhorter, 57 years old, and his book is called Woke: Racism and How It's Destroyed Black America. So I'm gonna elaborate a little bit more on that and talk about how they pitting our brothers against each other, how anti is representing the Democratic side and how woke is representing the Republican side, and how they're using these two men or these two ideologies or trying to redefine what we are, black people, as being anti-woke. I'll talk to y'all more about it later on, but y'all have a good day. I'll definitely be on tonight, and I'll elaborate more throughout the day. One. God damn it.
When my hormone treatment stopped working.
Mics, Carl, unmute the mics. Oh, okay. He's got to unmute himself. So yeah, we're in the house here. We're at showtime. We are live for Noodle Free Mondays. Another live podcast from Mr. C. Enforcer and my co-host crew. I'm also the last skit bag, so we also use our skit bags entertainment page. We didn't do all that hard work for nothing. We better use it for good. Why not, right? Got a bunch of followers. We got 150,000 people. Might as well use them for love, right? Also, if anybody is watching the show and you ever hear us comment on something, if you just want to come on and talk, make a comment in the comment section. I'll throw you the link. You come on, we'll talk. We'll even do a short interview, short conversation, or even just catch up with our old friends. It's all good. We talk about any and everything because we want to free the mind. If you don't know, Noodle Free Mondays is basically about all the weird things that we see going on in society, and that we try to analyze why do people do some of the crazy things they do, and we give our unprofessional assessment of it after we discuss certain issues. Our noodle of the week is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. because she said some really weird stuff, kind of hating on Marianne and the brothers, but she rolling with Witchamajiggy Joe, but you know, the other people actually support the kind of stuff she was with, and she was a Bernie Sanders girl. So we're going to talk about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez being the noodle of the week, in my perspective, because she was all progressive and super chick. And Ellen, what was that chick name that always goes against the corporations, like that old chick with the blonde hair? Just superhero. Now she's just another Democrat. Following's getting in line. When is America going to grow a spine? So, of course, along with me, I do have one of my guests, Mr. Volo M. Tautology, a.k.a. VMT the Mastodon. I don't know if he's maybe passed out or in the cut, but he muted himself. I can't. Oh, there he goes. Yeah.
Hold on, what's her name?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
What's her nickname? I forget her nickname.
AOC.
Oh yeah, that bird, that broad.
AOC.
The black chick. the person of color.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know if I want either her or Kamala, because I figure Kamala being infected, she might actually mess around and get some evil done.
Oh, you know, Kamala, they say Kamala the next president and shit.
Well, you know, all it takes is for Joe to step over the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, bang his head, that's it. She
have a hiccup and shit.
One hiccup, smoke the wrong blunt, do the wrong line of coke from his son, allegedly. Get some of that fentanyl coke. Joe in trouble. Allegedly.
They fucking me up with that one, you know what I'm saying?
Would never
like,
have
they know who coke that is.
I don't know whose it is. All the cameras, they can't just interview everybody that used that particular cubby.
Oh, boy.
Because it's on camera. You know they got the cubbies on camera.
Yeah, we're a funny nation right now.
The tax evasion.
So what AOC do now?
Well, we're supposed to save for the noodle of the week section.
Okay.
We'll not discuss that. We have other noodle topics we'll talk about before we get to that. So right now we are on the wrap up portion of the show. I guess only like one day. So what's been happening for a day?
I went to work today, this morning.
Ah, nice slavery.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
how was it? Good day?
Yeah, it's cool. You know, I'm still I'm basically the new guy, so I'm the only one up in it, you know, being chipper and, you know, saying life is good. Everybody else is like, you know,
everybody's like, pick that shit up.
Yeah, you know, like. I don't want to be in this.
My first day. Give me a chance to get in the groove of hating this.
yeah. No, they, you know, but, man, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it just shows we need to bring back high-paying manufacturing jobs and high-paying jobs back to America. Because I'm sure if people were making money that satisfied them, they wouldn't be so. Even if they didn't care about the job, just because the money was decent, they would be at work chipper as hell. Like, I'm getting $27 an hour. I pick everything up. I'll put stuff down just to pick it up. You know what I'm saying? I will make work. Like, what are you talking about? I will go get us customers, bro. Like, straight up. So, we'll fix America one of these days. Or it'll go to hell and we'll just eat our neighbors. One of the two, allegedly. But, we'll wait until the rich people get fed up with us average people and decide that we don't deserve to eat or live anymore. We'll see how that goes. So anyway, that's that. Right there. Any other wrap-up stuff?
No, that's about it right now. I was sleeping. I'm waking up.
Well, that's the traditional Bolo skills, and sleep is a beauty. Sleep is necessary. They said geniuses like Einstein and them didn't actually ever sleep 8 hours. They would sleep 20 hours every 20 minutes. Every couple of hours, so they would only end up sleeping, I guess, like 4 to 6 hours over the course of the day, and they would add like more to their day, so they would get like 20 hours or 22 hours or, whatever, 17 or 18 hours instead of, you know what I mean, whatever, 16. They get more time in the day to create.
Yeah.
So they used to do that. So, maybe.
That's what Emo do. I wasn't going to use Emo today, but, he was still there.
Yeah, I know. What's happening? You got a problem with Grogu? He not treating you right?
Oh, yeah. Where is Grogu? I don't even know where Grogu is.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is when relationships fall apart. You don't never know where they at.
Yoda's over there.
Yeah, well, Yoda probably did something to Grogu because he's jealous. Because Yoda don't never get to come on. He like, this little motherfucker gonna show up taking my spot. I see how this is. I see what's going on here. And whatnot. So that's cool and whatnot. Nah, I ain't doing nothing. I think I picked up a new comedy show for this upcoming Sunday, which will be at the Lexington in Los Angeles. For anybody that's in Los Angeles, come to the Lexington on Sunday. There's a show that's all day from early in the day till in the evening. There'll be music and comedians and food and reefer stations and alcohol and just great times. And that'll be next Sunday, the 25th. Or whatever this Sunday coming up is, whatever that is. So that's what's going on in my life. Any topics on your mind that you saw in the last couple of days that seem to be noodleish?
I don't know what's on my thing. I don't even know.
You don't. Is like YouTube? Is YouTube your TV, or do you like watch like regular TV too a lot?
I tried to do that Avatar movie.
Which one? The new one?
Yeah.
Which you couldn't get through it?
Nah. I keep falling asleep the first couple minutes.
I mean, put it like this: it's good, but it's what you expect. But all they really did was just change the flow of what was happening. You know what I mean? Because they basically tried to show that there was even like almost racism on their planet.
Yeah, they lose me at the beginning with the whole Marines sending their minds back to Earth to clone themselves to come back. Like that whole beginning synopsis just makes me lose. You know what I mean? Like I get the family and all that. It's cute, but the Marines coming back for revenge on the Marine is I guess it's a come on concept, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, I get it, but you know what it was? That I don't think they could go back to the original way that they were doing the avatars because they had already kind of figured out a way to, hey, they got these capsules, find the capsules, hit the capsules. So it'd be like, why would you come back for another fight with the same strategy, right? So they were kind of trying to level up the competition. And then switch it up with the water thing, so it's like a whole different perspective. That way, they get to create a whole bunch of new animals, which is great for a new toy line, and things like that. And it gets more boards for a video game and all that kind of stuff. So it was good, but it was kind of like the first one. It wasn't really about the story, even though the whole indigenous connected to nature thing is cute. But it wasn't really about that for me. For that, it was like Transformers when the first one came out. I knew the story was going to be a little off, but it was about the visual simulation and the graphics and the, how fly it looks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what everything's about nowadays. Haven't you listened to rap music lately? You think it's about the lyrics, about the topics? Who do you think you are, Shigeru Miyamoto?
Yeah.
With your stories.
Changing the soul to science.
Yeah, you got morals in your movie.
Yeah.
Away with that. This is visual stimulation and destruction only. That's how it works. So excellent. Any other noodleish things that you've seen lately that you're like, this is kind of noodly? Because it sounds like you thought that was noodly.
Yeah, it is a noodle movie. Do
you have a
and it's 3 hours. And I think it is that I know that it's 3 hours long. So it's like I'm gonna pay attention, and then I'm paying attention. It's just like, oh god, here we go with this. I guess I'm trying to put the story together too much.
Yeah.
Instead of just watching it. Like,
well, because you know what I've noticed about all the new movies that come out now, the Marvel movies, and basically all of them are 3 hours now. Almost every movie. And which being that they charge more for movies now, I'm not complaining. You're getting an extra half an hour of movie that you didn't get back in the day, right? But what I'm noticing is basically it's a movie and a half. So what they do is they have like the opening, the climax with the twist, and then there's like an early climax, and then the twist comes in and ruins that climax that you think is a climax. And then you realize, holy shit, we have a whole complete 45 minutes of movie left now. Because now we got to travel back over here and find the real final issue. Because the real final issue wasn't actually what was happening around mid-movie, around the hour and a half, 2 hour mark. And then they do like this 10-minute kind of, twist. And then they spend the last 45 minutes kind of wrapping everything up. And it's that part right there, you get to around the hour 30 mark, where they kind of slow it down. And they were already having you bouncing off the walls. So it's very easy to kind of get like disconnected at that point. I noticed that if I'm a little too litty, or what did the girl say yesterday? What was the slang word of the day yesterday? Turnt. If I go to the movie a little too turnt, I always take like a 5 to 7 minute nap at the climax switch over for the end of the movie. Because it gets really quiet and they just start talking for like 15 straight minutes at that point. Every movie. I'm like, yo, I thought the movie was over. Now they're talking. And then all of a sudden it goes back into the final stuff. So I know what you're talking about. So any other comments about how noodly that situation was?
You talking about the movie?
Yeah. Did you have a way that you wish that the movie had gone?
Yeah, but I guess I'm gonna watch this in sections. Did I enjoyed like when Carlito's Way? I watched Carlito's Way. I really enjoyed that whole movie.
And it was the old one.
Yeah, Carlito's Way is the old one, right? Yeah, Carlito's Way, the old one, the original one.
Okay.
And it's such a good movie because it's you know what I mean. Like I haven't seen it in a while, so I kind of. It was kind of like watching it again for the first time almost.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm watching it, my mind is doing the detective work. It's like I remember this, and then it just like it engrossed me again. It was like watching every time The Godfather come on, I'm watching The Godfather because it's like I know the movie, but it the way that it's set up, it's a good movie. You know what I'm
some
saying?
movies are timeless. You just kind of need time to forget them. And it's the same thing with video games. So let's say you beat a video game. So it kind of sucks to just go right back and play it after you just beat it. But if you wait 3, 4, 6 months, and especially if it's an intensive game, you'll actually come across parts of the game you played before that you swear you never saw.
Yeah.
Like I noticed that with Red Dead Redemption and like some of the San Andreas games. Then when I hadn't played for a while, then I took a real slow way. I was like, dang, I must have missed this part in the last one. And then later as I play, I was like, you know what? I did do that part before.
Yeah.
But had it been so long, it gave me time to forget. And I think it's the same with movies. If you've seen it before, you need a little time to forget. But if it's a really good movie, once you get time to forget, it's still good seeing it again.
Yeah.
That's how you know something is timeless. Like music. You might get tired of a song, but if you don't hear it for a while, it'll sound good again if it's really a timeless track.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out and get through it and stuff. And I'm having the same issue with Samuel Jackson's new TV series.
The Marvel?
Yeah, Invasion or whatever.
Yeah. What's the story with that?
Well, they the Krill or whatever are coming and taking over. They can be anybody or any person kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not working for me. But I think, but I know as soon as I go back to the Star Trek one, I'm going to enjoy it again. Like the Picard season 3.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Like I want to watch it again. Like, you know.
Now, so is Picard like done or something, or?
Yeah, they gonna do a season. They might do a season 4, but his son's taking over now.
Mm-hmm.
His son in 7 and 9, so they might do a whole new show or something like that. But they already set that up to be his own show.
Mm-hmm.
So Picard is, able to do his own thing, and then his son they're like the new, the next generation or whatever.
Right.
So we'll see what they do with it. But the season, that season 3 is when the original, Next Generation crew kind of it's like their last of the last official season or whatever, which is good though.
All right, excellent. Now, is the show that you're talking about called Secret Invasion?
Yeah, Secret Invasion.
Okay, so let's do a quick review of the trailer and whatnot. Of course, I got my little fair use and credit. I'm going to watch this from TMC Trailers. So, of course, the full video and everything else and more trailers are on TMC Trailers. So, definitely check them out. So, video credit to them. And we're going to go ahead and review the Secret Invasion video. And I'll get that set up and see what's going on here. And because I got to practice my fair use and reviews because this is proper fair usage. And stuff like that. And they love it when you stop it and talk in between too, so you can really create it and make this your own work. Because that's the part. You're supposed to redefine the work, make it your own, and that's what makes fair use quality. So things like the logo on the screen, our pictures, the sides of the picture. So really the ideal fair use is like this, really. Because I'm so much larger the screen, it makes them not a large percentage of the work screen technically. But the big one, you can see it. But if you do your stoppage, you have the labeling. Usually you're very good with the fair use. And shout out to YouTube for being very respectful and understandable of my fair use needs. As I do plan on doing a show reviewing YouTube free movies from that YouTube movie channel, because I think that's an outstanding idea. Anybody steal it out there, I'll hunt you down and bite your nose off. Allegedly. Just to let you know. So let's check out this trailer from Secret Invasion with Sam Jackson.
Fury, since you've been gone, things have gotten much worse. How do you think I came back?
You're in no shape for this fight that lies before us, old friend.
And you've been watching this already, correct?
Yeah, I seen the first. I did see the first episode.
Okay, we'll get your opinion after the trailer.
This is personal.
Very few of us know about the wars fought in the shadows that have raged on this planet. Do you feel responsible?
Where are the Avengers? This war is one I have to fight. Alone. You're the most wanted man on the planet.
You don't know what they have planned for you.
The great Nick Fury.
I just want to say I'm a little confused because it seems like the Avengers are nowhere to be found and he's on some John Wick, but we'll discuss that in a little bit.
One last fight.
Secret Invasion. Ooh, that looks like that's going to be good. Shout out to Disney for holding it down in the street for the kids and the grown folks. They produced some great work. And shout out to TMC Trailers for having that great trailer up. Make sure you go watch it and like their stuff. Fair use. Fair use. Fair use. All right. Okay, so Bolo, give me some clarity on what the hell is going on here.
I don't know. That's
you watched it, didn't you? It was the first couple of shows. Hey, when the first show come on, they're supposed to tell you what's happening. So what? So the intro show is confusing?
No, it's confusing because it's like, you know, it's like he's a whole new character. Like he's not, you know what I'm saying? Like you say there's no Avengers, but I get that. But it's you know, it's just like we got the writers on strike, and it's like they need to stay on fucking strike.
I mean, yeah, but think about it. Think about it. If you're in charge of the Avengers, you're probably one bad mofo. I'm just saying. Would they pick somebody that's a sucker that's not respectable to be? If it was the president or some company owner, yeah. But the Caucasian guy that does all the Avenger movies, just like that does that, he's not a sucker, but he ain't no punk, right? Nick Fury missing the That means he probably done. Do you remember the movie Commando?
Yeah, but it's
Nick Fury probably was Commando. How many people did Arnold Schwarzenegger take out in that movie, Bolo? You told me you and your brother counted. How many?
Here's the problem. Huh?
How many did Arnold Schwarzenegger take out in Commando, Bolo?
Commando, I gotta go back now.
Oh, yo. Well, I remember your brother told me that you guys really liked the movie, and one day you sat there and counted. It was like 230 or 40 something.
Oh, the original movie with a Commando.
Yeah, Commando with Arnold.
Yeah, who's the girl? Oh, he was the one with the little girl or whatever. He's saving the girl.
Yeah, his daughter and whatnot.
Yeah, I ain't seen that in a while.
Bennett, I'll kill you, Bennett. I think that's how he said the line. Bennett, come on. The guy's like, come on. You know, he went to fight with the knives and whatnot because they were like army guys, and they had to prove that they could knife fight to the death. It's like you had an M18 all movie. Now it's a knife fight. But anyway, I look at it like that. I look at it like Nick Fury was probably like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando. But now that they got all these superheroes around, it's like, yo, all right, you nice, fan, but we don't really, like, you're not as effective as these super boys. You know what I mean? But I figure he kind of had, is it kind of like the John Wick, you know, what is it, Mission Impossible? You know, you've been excommunicated. What's the guy named, the guy from Boston? Whatever that movie he did. Is it kind of like that thing?
You know, it's the issue that I have with Marvel is they're taking storylines and putting the wrong. They trying to create new old characters, and so now you're confused. You know, like it is like the whole Morales thing. Like me and Boom watched Spider-Man 2, and it was.
Oh yeah. What's your assessment on that? What was noodleish about Spider-Man?
No, I'm talking about Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Oh, Tobey Maguire. Yeah, was there anything noodleish about that?
With Doc Ock and everything. No, we watched that the other day together. Like it's on.
Oh, I thought you had something to say like that was noodleish about it.
Nah, we enjoyed it or whatever. Boom, Boom was into it kinda, but Boom could do 3 different things at one time and still watch.
Oh yeah, all the kids multitask now. Yeah.
So, but I'm sitting there just enjoying the movie with how they did it with Doc Ock and everything. But it's Spider-Man, So I watched the first Morales one, the end of the universe. I didn't see the second one yet. I'll catch it when it comes out or whatever. But he's a whole different character. You know what I mean? And I'm getting the whole multi-universe thing. That's not what my major issue is. But it's a new story, and that's the same thing I'm having with this Nick Fury. Mm-hmm. It's like the what's her name? Spider-Woman?
Yes.
Like I remember reading the comics of her dealing with these changeling people. back in the day. So it's like they're using her storyline and put Nick Fury in it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not Nick Fury. It's you know what I mean? It's this he can't fight them the same way that she did, being Spider-Woman, or you know what I mean? Like she's able to use her powers and everything, and it's like, all right, cool, like the whole She-Hulk is a lawyer, like you know what I mean? It's like, all right, I guess, you know what I'm saying, but you wanted to see her. Oh, you misunderstood what I said, Emo. I'm trying to explain it. So, even with, I had the original Gauntlet series of Infinity Wars, and so it's they changed it up, whatever, yada yada. But it seems like they mismatching characters with the actual star, and then you're confused. Like, so I'm kind of confused with the Nick Fury. It's starting off, but I feel like it's going to go the same way that what they did with Mandalorian. Like, it's
so what happened with Mandalorian?
Well, Mandalorian is good, and they can have a 4th season, but it's like it's like I wanted to see I wanted to see something with Grogu more, but it's hard to really I don't know. I'm just it's like it's being patient with them, and then having your own expectations and things of that nature, and then what was actually going on in the background, like they it's like they're about to everybody's talking about Disney being sold to Apple. And it's like, I don't see how that's going to be the this thing to say today. Like, all this monopoly is causing breakup. Lucasfilm might go back to John Lucas, to Lucas. You know what I'm saying? And we all wanted to see his original idea of the late, the last 3 episodes or whatever, the 3 movies, instead of this what they deem as the fight between woke and the other side or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The leftism versus the woke, so it's I don't know, I'm getting old and crotchety like my pops and shit.
Right. What do you think is the difference between the old Spider-Man and the new one? You would say that, do you think it's kind of the same, or
Well, like the 3 Spider-Mans, the 3 movie Spider-Mans of Peter Parker. I think what they did, like, it's cute. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoyed all what is it, 7 movies? I mean, 3, 6, 8 movies, right? They made 8 movies of Peter Parker, and it's 3 different dimensions of him or whatever.
Right.
And I think they, it's cute how they made the, okay, the stories are kind of the same of him losing somebody, and that's what made him into, being Spider-Man kind of thing. It was cute, but watching the original Tobey Maguire was like, okay, he tried to stay as true as possible to the original Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's a retelling of the original Spider-Man. Spider-Woman, what is her name? What's Spider-Woman name? I'm having name freeze thing, But she's more of an original character. I'm trying to remember how she got her powers. And her name's not Spider-Woman. What's her name?
Who?
I don't know. Let me cut on my computers and stuff. See what's going on. You gotta give me a second. What else we talking about?
Nothing. I'm over here experimenting with the overlays in the background because if you use like the GIF or the transparent ones, I can actually use this as an overlay. So if you look at the screen now, the logo is up in between us.
Yeah.
So I'm just experimenting with that and experimenting with backgrounds, playing around, different colors, putting it in the back. But I kind of like that up in the middle like that, especially while we talk.
I'm just Marvel. I'm more into watching DC stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
So on Netflix I've been watching what is it called? Not the Super Friends, but I've been rewatching those. What is that? I forget what it's called. Ultimate.
The bad superhero thing?
No, I'm talking about Batman, Superman, the Super Friends, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, the old school Super Friends stuff.
Yeah, but no, they redid them in the 90s. They redid them in 2000s. Justice League.
Oh, the Justice League. Okay,
I've been watching the Justice League, and I'm kind of confusing myself because they got both of them on there. They got the original Justice League, and then they got the Justice League Unlimited. So I've been watching like 2 episodes of the Justice League, and then I'll watch 2 episodes of the Justice League Unlimited. And that kind of ties into. Did you watch that Flashpoint version of it yet?
Of what?
Of the Justice League with Flashpoint, where he goes, where the Flash goes.
What's that?
That's the one where like he goes back to save his mom, and Wonder Woman and Aquaman was like a couple, and it was Batman. It was Thomas Wayne was the Batman, and like they changed it up a lot. It was pretty good though. But I'm waiting for the Justice League ones when they go fight, Owlman, and like Batman becomes Owlman and they're evil, and this, or the one where Superman kills Lex Luthor becomes the president, and Superman kills them or whatever, and like they got different, they do that too, but it's the story behind it be so good,
Okay,
I don't know. I'm too much going on in my mind right now.
No, I see they got I was looking at some Flashpoint clips. What do you think is a good clip we should check out? The Flashpoint Batman first appearance, Barry meeting Batman, something with the Flash, Superman doing some killing motherfuckers looking shit. What do you think we should pick? Flash versus Zoom scene. What do you think we should pick?
No, not Flash versus Zoom.
Letter to Batman.
I guess so. That'll be all right.
Flashpoint Paradox. That's the trailer for it, I guess.
Is that the movie?
Watch the general trailer, or the letter to Batman, or like one of Batman's intro scenes.
I don't know. I got to see what you're looking at. I don't even know.
Okay. Are you able to see the screen at all?
All right.
Let me pull it up so you can see the screen. Do any of these images look like something you saw from it?
Noodle free Monday.
Oh, I got the damn logo up there. Let me move the damn logo out the way. I know, but you can't see the damn videos, right?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time even there because it's on my little phone.
God damn, let me go full screen. So even full screen?
Yeah, show that Superman, I guess, right there. What is he, killing somebody? Or?
I guess so. I don't know, man. You said you synced it. I thought you know what you was doing.
I'm rewatching him.
I gotta set up my fair use credits. One moment. Pause. Yo, what'd you say?
No, I just started rewatching because they was on Netflix.
Ah. Oh, so you're not you haven't hit any significant parts yet or something?
Nah, yeah, I only watched maybe the first couple episodes, maybe 3 episodes or whatever.
Oh, so nothing really happening yet.
Yeah. Well, no, they was good episodes. One of them, Green Lantern, had to go under. He had to go to court or whatever. I think we talked about that a little bit.
Go to court.
Yeah, he.
What did he do? Make a fish baby?
No, yeah, he. They thought he accidentally blew up a planet, and
okay.
the Flash had to, tried to represent him in court or whatever. So he faced the same consequence. We were talking about that, yeah. Like that's how we solved our lawyer problems. Like having a lawyer was a problem.
Right. Let's check it out here. I'm experimenting. Get my experiment with my background here. 1 second. I'm gonna put the logo in the background. You really can't see it. You kind of can see it. I'm experimenting. That sucks. We'll go with the colors. The color looks pretty nice. All right, let's play this clip here. This clip is from Movie Clips. It's from the Justice League Flashpoint. It's from 2013. It is the Project Superman scene. And anything that sounds like Superman's doing what he wants sounds like somebody finna get hurt.
Sir, are you okay?
Is that Clark? This is the most powerful being on the planet?
Hell. Hey. Well, easy there, friend. Everything's gonna be fine now.
Friend?
I just got paused and said Batman be hating. This is most powerful. That's why Wonder Woman want me to hit. Yeah.
That's right. Cyborg here is your friend. I'm your friend too.
This must be some kind of mistake. A rogue division of the government.
Keep telling yourself that. We should have left him where he was. He'd be safer. He needs the sun.
Don't know if you can understand me, but what happened to you was wrong. Most humans aren't like that.
They're worse.
No, people are good. In fact, some of them risk their lives for the greater good. They're called heroes.
Heroes?
Don't worry, friend. Everything's gonna be okay.
I thought heroes never lied.
Cyborg, stand down. You have exceeded your authority. Return the stolen government property or face immediate fire.
You don't understand. They were using this man as a lab rat.
I don't think they care, Vic.
So beautiful.
I have direct orders from the President of the United States.
Maybe I can end this peacefully.
Yeah, maybe.
No! I just want to pause this right quick. I have bad news for these guys that's in the military. I ain't seen this yet, but I think this is about to go all wrong for them. What do you think, Bolo?
I think so.
Yo, please, no, wait. Why Batman back there on this Harlem Nights? Everybody else is like, rah, rah. Batman back there like, pat. Hey, man, put that little mess away. He doing nothing, Batman, clowning somebody for being most powerful. You're looking like that dude right now, Batman.
Friends.
Uh-oh. You see how he all skinny like the hose? He about to get a BBL.
Superman, close your eyes.
Oh, that was a bad idea. Good job, Soup. Nah, they was hating. Good job, Soup. I just look, know Superman feel bad and whatnot, but that's what them hating the behind government dudes need. I mean, we probably have a better election if more Superman were around. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, allegedly. Oh, that was pretty cool. So that's the one you're watching. Have you got to that part yet, or did you?
No, that's a movie. That's something completely different. But it is the Grimm series of I'm relearning, like, you know what I mean. It's I'm relearning from the 2000, was that 2010 that came out?
Yeah.
So it's not even that long ago.
Also, next time you make logos, use whatever format you use for this one right here to see through. It probably was GIF or PNG instead of JPEG and whatnot. But but do you notice how the black, you really can't see it over both of us? In the future, if you get a chance, they have something called like a border or a stroke you can put on the text. So if you to put like a little white border around Noodle, it will work everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. You could even put it on the white background, and the border disappears, and you just get the black. But when it's on no background, you got the white to make sure those noodles stick out on the edges. Plus, a little design tip. I owe the government $80,000 to tell people stuff like that. So. Better listen. Don't make my college education.
I have like 2 or 3 versions of this where I was experimenting, trying to save it in that format.
But usually new designers, they wear with like, for example, when I first seen this logo, I said, yeah, Volo new making stuff. These colors is aggressive. These are aggressive colors. He got like 4 colors. My teacher would be all over you, dog. He would be like, he'll give you 2, right? Maybe a third one that they call a spot one. So you got the 3 different. So he might let you slide on this one because the noodle hits with the spinning thing, right? And then Mondays is kind of like really the spot one. But the fact that free and Mondays, he would like it, but I don't know. Oh my God, my teacher would probably be losing his mind. So, for example, you would have to put what's called a foil stamp. So you say you got Mondays as it is, you would have to take free and make it like silver chrome, like it was metal, right? And then he's like, that's dope. Because the foil stamp is its own thing. The Mondays is its own font. And then Noodle it goes with the spiral in the back, right? With the style. So that's how my teacher would explain it. So there you go, $80,000 just for you. So there you go. You didn't even have to go to college for that. And I made you feel bad just like I did when I paid for it.
Well, I'm hearing they about to give out some more relief or whatever.
Oh, well, yeah, but it's like 10 or 20 stacks. 20 stacks, I can drink that in a couple of weeks. Like, I thank you, but they're gonna be hitting me up in 6 months, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, why don't you just knock it all the way out? I've been working for 20 plus years paying taxes. Knock it out. Jubilee. But see, if you voted for Carly for president, all that money we spent on Ukraine would have been for your student loan relief. You guys don't like Ukrainians anyway. I know you don't. You'd much rather have your student loans relieved. I dare any American to challenge that one. I'd rather pay my student loans. Yeah, right. You like, man, look, I know Ukraine is cool and all, but pockets is tight around here. So that's that. So that was a really good clip of a show. Any other noodle stuff going on? Any shows you've seen this kind of noodly weird things going on out there in the world? You see any stuff in the news or on the social media?
Well, it's what is that? Oh, geez, what? No, okay. Like I'm looking up Spider-Woman, and she would have been nice to add to the. What are the issues that they having with Disney and trying to figure out how to get people to come watch these new movies? Because the next one is I think Captain America is supposed to come back out.
Is Captain America a chick?
No, it's Falcon.
Oh, the black guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's Captain America now.
Yeah.
All right.
So I mean, unless he's going to do like the Wakanda Defense Fund, I don't think it's going to work. Like, is he specifically defending Wakanda? If not, it's not going to work. I'm like, why did they got? Did you see the video with Floyd Mayweather? Like, I'm not an African American. I'm an American. I was born here in America. Yeah, I've been in the motherland. I made a lot of money, but I ain't no African American. I'm just an American because I was born here. I said, you know, that sounds nice, Floyd Mayweather, until you touch a white woman's butt. Allegedly. Because Floyd Mayweather would never touch a woman's buttocks without authorization. And something signed in triple K. And then he'll pay for the lawsuit. Because he's like, I know you signed these papers. I'm a violation anyway. I'm wild. Nah, Floyd Mayweather's a good man. He's actually one of the top 5 greatest boxers of all time. He is the Sugar Ray Leonard of our time. Shout out to Floyd Mayweather for being the Sugar Ray Leonard, the brown bomber, Joe Louis of this era. Defense, finesse, and smooth over power. So props to that. It would not. He ain't no Hitman Tommy Hearns. If anybody, Hitman Tommy Hearns' real name is Zion Williamson. We'll leave it at that. That boy, I don't know if he can even read. Shout out to Zion Williamson, lacking penis control, allegedly, and whatnot. So that's some noodle stuff too. That's some noodle stuff. Zion Williamson getting the Jessica Rabbit fake body stripper pregnant.
So what is he doing as far as basketball? Like that's.
Oh, he's 300. He's Charles Barkley before Moses Malone told him his butt was too fat. And nobody wants to tell Zion his butt is too fat. And he's out running around healing his woes and slutty women who make him pay them $60,000 a month to be quiet. And I think she just got $1 million payoff to be quiet about this, him beating her stuff. And I was just thinking to myself, you offered a chick more than the average American makes in a year a month. The average American in this country makes $40-something thousand. The average woman in this country makes between $30,000 and $25,000 a year. The average Caucasian man makes about $50,000. And then if you average everybody together, we're black men and everybody else, we're kind of in the middle of 40, 37, 39, things like that, right? Zion Williamson is giving this woman almost 1.5 times what the average American makes in a year every month just because she had sex with him. And he knows he's corny. He knows he's not attractive. He knows he ain't got no game. So it's like, Zion, you gotta know she here for the wrong reason, boy. But no disrespect to stepfathers, but some stepfathers aren't as well prepared as those they come with. And that's why Shaq is out smashing Brittany Renner, because his biological didn't bother. And Zion Williamson, who had a great stepfather that stuck by him, apparently doesn't listen to a word that man says and has unprotected sex with porno stars. So, what is your respect to that stepfather there, Zion Williamson? Shout out to Dr. Umar and Boyce Watkins. Allegedly. So that's that. So that's a good topic right there. Any comments on Zion Williamson and his penis control issues?
Well, Jimmy's wearing a hat.
Now that's a classic song. Dang, I wonder if I could play that without getting in trouble.
Apparently, Chris always said he don't mind. Like, you know what I mean? But
yeah, but if he's owned by a bigger company, that's the problem. See, the stuff they own individually, I can play. So if let's say I could probably pay a Master P. Well, actually, Master P just sold his catalog.
Why would he do that?
You want to know some noodle stuff? How come we don't own nothing but love? Think about it. All the actors, all the sports athletes, all the musicians. Think about how good our family is. You would say we probably have a 90% college graduation rate in the group we have now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in previous to us, you would say we have a 95% have a job rate and trade rate, right?
Yep.
Does anybody own anything?
Michael Jordan sold his share to the what's his name, right? He made $3 billion off of the Hornets.
Jay-Z's about to sell his share in Tidal. Puffy just sold his share in Ciroc because he only owned like 3%. Yeah, none of it. Everybody says they own something. So I'm like, wait, they got all this money and they don't own nothing. But then I look at the average person and I'm just like, damn, we had a chance to maybe start like a family business or something, right? Or when they tried the family bank, and I'm just like, damn. And then it just makes me realize that, like, in the end, as much as we complain about supremacy and all the other issues, we could have really combated it by just sticking together, even if we didn't like each other. Individualism. So that's some noodle stuff. What can we do about it?
We still working on those maths and trying to help people understand those mathematics.
Ooh,
and that's what I'm actually doing every day. It is I'm being paid to help people understand the hierarchy and things.
Yeah.
And I'm meanwhile I'm at the bottom of the totem pole technically.
Well, one of the guys I was watching today was talking about all of our griots, the people that are like the great history guys, tell you about who we are as a people. Your Malcolm X's, your Martin Luther Kings, even your Umars now, Dr. Claude Anderson, all the names. It's like 70 guys that they name. Dr. this, Wesley that, and Poopy this, and all of them, right? And he says, you know what? Every last one of them are broke. Even Jesus died broke. And he was just like, there's no money in talking people into love. So you almost kind of got to accept that it will never click. You will never be rewarded. And you almost have to take satisfaction in the 1 in a million people that you actually get. What do you think about that?
I'm still trying to help people understand, Ponzi economics.
All right, so I got a question because you're a scientist. Now, I'm an anthropologist, I'm a sociologist, and a biologist, and an astrophysicist who doesn't know shit, right? So I have a different perspective on humans as far as how we develop, how we go forward. So I have a different perspective on how I can get humans to react. Unfortunately, if I explain it too openly, it sounds like I'm talking about Pavlov's dog, and people will say I'm mean. So I won't explain it like that, but this is kind of where I'm going. Do you think that you can simply talk either the average American or even African Americans or other people? Could you think you could just educate people into enlightenment? Or would it require an actual change of the environment, laws, resources, and opportunity where you might not even have to tell them anything, but because you've changed the resources, the laws, and opportunity, they will automatically shift into what you've been talking to them about? What do you think about those two perspectives on human modification?
The one that popped in my head was a chat where a person shared a picture of the Milky Way galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And my question was it's funny how they have a godlike picture of what our galaxy looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And the atheist, I forget what his response was, but it was an actual picture of what our galaxy looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if I understand, it looks like a big old pancake, don't it?
Yeah, but it's like the only probe that we sent can never get far. It hasn't gotten far enough away from us to take a picture of our galaxy to see how it looks within how it looks in these pictures.
Well, yeah, because basically, from what I understand about the galaxy is basically like a large flat amoeba, and it's basically like a pancake that goes around and hooks like this at the end, right? And we are like here. We're like here at the back of my head. And the rest of the universe is here. So that's why they say wormholes, Coat, because in between the space in my hand is where wormholes and black holes are supposed to go. And that's how you can shortcut through the universe, where my thumbs are poking. That's where wormholes go. So the universe is like that. But the problem is when the drone gets all the way to this edge where my fingers cup, once it goes around the corner, the signals can't reach back to us. So we would need multiple drones to relay what's being seen on the other complete half of the universe, which we can't see on any straight shot. What do you think about that situation?
Let me look that up. See what they. I'm gonna see what what's the name says.
The universe is a pancake.
I'm gonna ask a question to. This is Microsoft, but it don't matter.
We need to ask ChatGPT since they know everything.
ChatGPT.
Yeah. I tell you, I looked up the Wikipedia description of what the shape of the universe is, and I swear to God, Volo, you must have wrote this shit. I swear to God, you must have wrote this shit, because this sounds like just how you would explain it. So listen to this shit, right? Matter of fact, let me put it on screen so you can see how Volo and the Butthead this is. This is why I created the show Volo and the Butthead, because this is exactly how you explain stuff. And at the end, I'm looking at me and the roaches in my apartment like, what the hell did that man just say? I was like, we just gotta break it down. So let's check it out. Let's get I'll get my logo back up. I gotta get my overlay down because I'm experimenting with my technology. Don't y'all be jealous. So this says shape of the universe. In physical cosmology is the local and global geometry of the universe. The local features of the geometry of the universe are primarily described by its curvature, whereas the topology of the universe describes the general global properties of its shape as a continuous object. The spatial curvature is described by general relativity, which describes how space-time is curved due to the effect of gravity. The spatial topology cannot be determined from its curvature due to the fact that there exists locally indistinguishable spaces that may be endowed with different typological invariants. Cosmologists distinguish between the observable universe and the entire universe, the former being shaped like a ball portion, and the latter can in principle be accessible by astronomical observations. So there's the observable universe and the entire universe. So, you know what I mean? Because I guess a certain amount of it is moving away so fast, the light hasn't reached this yet. Is that correct, Rolo? Wouldn't that be the difference between the observable universe and the entire? Because they said since the explosion, everything's accelerating, but certain things that are farthest away from us have accelerated past the speed of light. So the light will never reach us. Have you heard that?
No. But I think I found my answer. Like all the what's the names are illustrations.
Correct. Now, did you hear that? What I read to you? Did any of that sound like it made any goddamn sense? Really?
I wasn't studying every word. I'm sitting here reading at the same time of the answer that Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, but the internet gave me.
What the internet gave you? Because the internet's racist.
Well, it just said it's an illustration, but it don't put illustration in quotes.
Oh yeah, because like I said, the pictures that they have on the internet, from what they say from all my little science research and documentaries and they say the universe is a pancake, and that's why black holes and all that stuff work, because since one other half is folded under the other half, you can take shortcuts in between if you can break through the time continuum in the middle. But at a point it goes in curves and hooks back around. They say once those drones get but so far, once it hits the curve, that's when we lose the drone. We would actually probably need a secondary drone to do a relay scenario to hook back around the turn. Similar to how you have satellites around the planet. Same concept. If you only had one satellite, cell phones wouldn't work 24 hours a day. You need a couple to have full coverage. You get me?
Yeah. You know.
Because everything is the same in the universe. Your body, the universe, all of it. All the principles are simply proportionally magnifiable to unimaginable numbers. But don't believe that this entire universe is no different than the poop that comes out of your butt when you eat too many salads. I'm serious. Same percentage of water in you, everything. None but stardust. I'm nothing but talking stardust. Yep. Yep.
No, I was just wondering if because they could take a picture of an actual galaxy and then use it as hey, that's what but I was wondering if that's what the case is on some of these pictures of the Milky Way galaxy is actually if it's actually another galaxy that they took a picture of and just use it as the illustration for the Milky Way galaxy.
Well, they say they never really had a picture until what was the one not the Galileo? What are those two probes that they sent out?
Yeah, but it's still within our orbit. It can't.
No. One of them just reached the end of our galaxy like 5 years ago, and it turned around and took a picture.
It's
what do they call it? Both V something 1 and 2. Voyager.
Yeah, Voyager 1, 2.
Voyager 1 and 2.
Yeah.
One of the Voyagers just reached. It's been out there for 30 years, bro. It took 30 years.
Yeah.
To get there.
Yeah.
But it just recently turned around a couple of years ago and did take a picture of the entire thing. But they said that the previous images are all composite images, with theoretical fixes in between.
Yeah.
So that's what that is.
Yeah, that was my joke to him. Mine was V'ger 6.
Yeah.
V'ger 6 is from Star Trek, the first movie.
Excellent. So we're going to wrap up this topic that I had too. So do you think that because you're working on politics, you're working with different humans, you're worried about society, right? We're worried about the weird things people do. Do you think that can you talk people into sanity, or do you think you actually have to change the environment, change the opportunities? Forget talking. If the talking is nice, but really, if you change the environment opportunities, people will probably naturally gravitate. Even though it's mean to say like Pavlov or something, but that kind of concept. What do you think about that to finalize this topic?
It's still going to be psychology versus philosophy.
All right, both those sound like a whole bunch of talking. I need a sandwich. That's what I said. I need a sandwich. Now that's cool right there. So what we at? We're at the 10:05 mark. Of course, our noodle of the week is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and whatnot. And she's our noodle of the week for her awkwardly strange support of Mr. Biden, which Marianne Williamson was extremely upset by. Any other noodle topics on your mind there, Volo?
We've been everywhere today.
Well, the show's about noodle stuff. Anything that annoys us or bothers us, we talk about it and assess why it's weird, and maybe even figure out solution.
Yeah, and what we consume, and dealing with the psyche, and and Umar is a I don't know. Like,
You act like Umar is listening.
No. But his perspective is psychological, and that nigga crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's And that sums it up in a pretty much.
I love him. That's my nigga though, but he's crazy, you know. Like,
yeah, everybody likes him, but he be tripping basically. You know what I mean? Like everybody likes him, but you know what it is? He doesn't stay in his lane. His lane is child psychology.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say stay in their lane because that's what Kamala said about Ice Cube. You know, when they you know, before they got elected and everything. That's who Kamala was talking about when she was saying stay in your lane to certain people. She was talking about Ice Cube and bringing up, hey, you know, like y'all want our vote. What the fuck y'all want to do? And we're back at that same question. Like, y'all want our vote. What do y'all want? What do y'all want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And they still stuttering on what they can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, it's they point at the other side and it's like they want to take away your condoms.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the real argument going on the other side, you know.
Right.
You deserve the right to have your condoms.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because if not, that you can't do the dreaded word anymore. You know that Congress done overturned.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we the ones just doing the most.
It's nice.
Abortion, divorce, yada yada. You know, this shit is funny. You know. So yeah, it's why we still look like noodles. Like that's what I'm like. We all looking like noodles. The tone. Like I watched Tone, and it was some good points he made about the writers' strike and how they got the black woman in the front with the fists up in the air. And
yeah, she wants to be the president of the writers group.
Yeah, she's not even a writer, probably.
No. She's probably a flagger.
Exactly. or Jill, we didn't even talk about or Jill Scott doing the redemption of Strange Fruit for the national anthem and shit.
Oh, her national anthem. I'm gonna tell you. I gotta take a shot at Jill Scott because I have a rendition of the national anthem where I don't change the words, and I think she stole my version. She just freaked the words because I have a very soulful, emotional version of the national anthem which I can sing. Yes, I know all the words to the national anthem. Be impressed. I can sing it beginning to end, on call, anytime. Now, it might not sound too good, but it's gonna be the full song the right way. Better than Roseanne Barr. And she stole my style because I sing like a real soulful, fresh out of slavery version. You know what I mean? But I just use all the right words. But I got the faces and I got all that. So she kind of stole that from me. So what is your opinion of her version?
She looked like she was sweating and it wasn't a good look.
Bad look.
I love Jill, and I love Jill Scott. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's used to be my boo.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I don't know, how many kids she got now?
Who, Jill Scott?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's your girl. You don't want to got her pregnant.
No, I ain't got her pregnant, and I don't know.
Why you putting it on me?
No, I don't know. I don't know how many kids she got.
I'm just saying, damn, like I did something wrong. I ain't get her pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take a long walk around the park.
I think she's single though. She's single though, right?
I'm sure Jill Scott is always going to be single, even when she got a man. She had a man, but I think he did her dirty because she a big girl, so she gonna get one of them no job having types. You know how that goes.
And then and Kenyatta shared Mary J complaining about paying the child support to her ex, and how the laws ain't helping her. It's just funny. The role reversals is hilarious, and we're still fighting over that, and
Mm-hmm.
And then they're the same spokesmen for strange fruit still, and it's like, meanwhile, it was like another carjacking, and Willie P. Sargent was talking about, it's like, fuck it, y'all just gonna get carjacked, fuck it. Like,
Right.
y'all not trying to help change the, conditioning, and me actually out here being in the street, like, hey, help. I'm trying to help people get phones so that you can have gig jobs and shit.
All right. That's the game. I'm sitting there just looking at this. I'm trying to see if I can find my rendition of the national anthem on my Instagram. I did. Stop trying to make me log in, computer. Give me a second. Jesus Christ. Just want to find this video. Go, what you saying?
Huh?
Let's see here. I'm just looking. Where is it? Stop.
How far? Like, I wonder how far away Voyagers have to be when we just lose. I think we lost communication with one of them already.
Yeah, one of them is like got too far. Well, one of them, know what it is? One of them, they wanted to get a picture of like Saturn or like they wanted to get a picture of one of the last couple of planets, but to do it, they had to catapult in a way that once it goes back to that planet, it goes off into an abyss. They don't have anything to catapult and bring it back, and then it's out of a connection, right?
Yeah.
So that's the concept with that. What is going on here?
But that's supposed to be our tech talk anyway. That's supposed to be Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, things just logging me in. I'm just trying to look for this video right quick. Let me see if
and then Noodles is just ironic. We gonna keep coming back to Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Two queens of hip hop, and it's like, and I still love all of them, even Badu, you know what I mean? But it's y'all got too many baby daddies, and y'all still complaining, and it's like, meanwhile I'm trying to teach the young how to work these gig apps and work with them doing the gig apps, and it's like, I just want to know how was your weekend, because you took your infant child to Sesame Place, you know what I mean, but you're not mentioning that the daddy and the baby went together type thing. It's like, that's the solution to our, if it was just you and the baby, like,
right.
I need you, the daddy, and you and the baby to go together. Like, that's what we need to change this economic system, our economic condition, not you getting, a couple $1,000s from the government to go take them by yourself again and shit. All right.
Yeah, well, shoot, it does happen.
And share me, because it was a beautiful thing. When me, Boom, and Kim went, it was a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
So, hey, we still trying to go to Great Adventure, and I want to go to this Hershey Park now, because that new roller coaster at Hershey Park looks sick. Because I always wanted to get on them hybrid wooden roller coasters.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, have you rode one of those yet?
Nah, they got a new one at Hershey.
Oh boy, they got them out here at this joint. It's off the chain.
Yeah.
It's off the chain. Because it takes all the rough out of it, but you still get the wooden feel, and you get the looping, twisting, and everything too.
Yeah.
Like they be doing some freaky stuff with it. Like stuff that if you put it in Roller Coaster Tycoon, they'd be like, yeah, explosion. Hey, yo, can you even do that? You
you cool with one car on the track, then you try to put two cars in the track, and next thing you know, shouldn't have did that.
Like, booze. That's what you get. No, shit, I can't find my national anthem. Oh well, I'm giving it up. I was trying to find my national anthem. I can't find it. I don't know what it said. Anyway, that was that. So we had the 10:15 mark. Any other topics here? Oh yeah, I was setting up the AOC.
Okay.
we can check out. So we can check out our Noodle of the Week. Shout out to everybody watching, checking out the show. If you are watching, checking the show out. Appreciating anybody watching, whatever part of the world you're in. If you're part of my actors, writers, guys, you chilling. Hope everything goes well. But let's check out our Noodle of the Week, which is Miss AOC. Got a little video we'll review to talk about what's going on. And the reason I'm calling her the Noodle of the Week, because she used to be so progressive and so like super gung-ho, blah, blah, blah. And now she's just like, you know, she's like, man, she's like, it's like they paid for her or something. It's weird, bro. It's kind of sad, really, because she seemed to be so hopeful. Like she was on that Elizabeth Warren feisty troublemaker thing, you know, and then now she's just plain old AOC. So let's see what we got going on here. One moment. Let me get organized here. The hill says, let me put this up here. Let's see, we gotta replace this because our tech order of the week, Shigeru Miyamoto from the other day, needs to be replaced. And our Noodle of the Week is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I want to give credit to The Hill, who we're going to watch this video from. So I'm just going to make my little credit things. I'm trying to master my fair use game. So let's get that together, because YouTube and the other guys, they get upset.
Hold on, and I'm restroom.
Who?
Restroom.
Well, if you got, you know, do what you got to do. So, brother number one, do what you got to do. Let's see what we got here. All right, save this. Hit that. All right, we got that up here. Let's take my logo down off the main screen so it's not blocking everything ridiculously. All right, overlay. Building while we fly. And well, Volo's not here, but I'm just looking for the important part I want to make.
New York progressive Alexandria.
DSA-aligned candidate whose central issue was Medicare endorse the incumbent. Bernie Sanders, of candidates that exists, incumbent for her. We are, 18 months out from the actual election. There's plenty of time and opportunity for her to delay her endorsement, even if you think ultimately she's going to endorse the incumbent. Bernie Sanders endorsed Joe Biden, I believe, the day that he officially announced that he. Many people look to that and say, well, you are a candidate that exists. I will.
All right, you're right there. We'll pick that up when Volo comes back from the bathroom, because we want to get his assessment on this scenario too. So we'll change the window screen, because I think YouTube likes when we change screens. So we'll wait till Volo says he's back, and we'll get into the video. Also checking it out. We're about to go over AOC, just because, you know, even though she should support him because they're part of the same party, on the same hand, she was supposed to be progressive and, oh, I'm for this and this, that, and third. So there's other Democrats running that do have policies she supports now. But, you know, according to some of the people they say, and they had that Marianne chick on, she was talking trash, like, oh, they want the phone call. So we're going to check this out. Volo, you back from peeing yet, boy? All right, you know, we're going to play some of this, and we'll worry about it when Volo get back. So once again, shout out to The Hill. This is where I got this video from. Check out some of this and see what they got going.
Endorse Joe Biden. Many people look to that and say, well, you are a candidate that got into office as a DSA-aligned candidate whose central issue was Medicare for All, which Joe Biden virulently opposes and says he would veto, even if she were able to reform the Senate in these magical ways and get them to pass it. She is someone who claimed to be a supporter of the $15 minimum wage, which Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer very specifically killed. It was a part of the first COVID relief bill at the beginning of Joe Biden's administration. And it was part of that package as a must-pass bill. It's a very popular policy, as I say all the time. Even Florida voters in 2020 supported it, but Chuck Schumer took it out so that would never have to be a question of whether Republicans were going to vote down on the whole COVID relief.
She said even people in Florida supported it. So, you know, when somebody says something like that, it's like, man, even crazy people in Florida liked it, and he didn't do it. So it's just like, come on, Joe. You even had the backing of the people that probably don't like you the most. Still didn't do it. But AOC's with it, and she jumped on it. And this is where the disappointment comes from the progressive side of things.
Relief package, which allowed America to open back up again and get vaccines distributed and get their businesses going again, because it was taken out not because of any pressure to do so, because Chuck Schumer, presumably with the approval of Joe Biden, just chose to do so. And there was very little objection, apart from Bernie Sanders, about that. She did speak out somewhat against Biden's choice to bifurcate the social spending aspects of Build Back Better from the infrastructure aspects of Build Back Better in a way that was obviously designed to kill the social spending and, again, prevent it from being a must-pass bill. And instead of talking about all of that and saying that my support is contingent on him doing more, maybe on the student debt front, for instance, maybe even mentioning the existence of something called medical debt in America, which does not exist in any similarly affluent country, because other people don't go into bankruptcy because they have healthcare bills. Instead of taking this opportunity to speak to all of these legitimate.
I can't lie, Sister Girl here is laying it down. Maybe she should run for AOC's job. I hear you, girl. Go ahead.
Failures from the Biden administration and speak to the audience that got her elected. She seems to be, in the context of these interviews, concerned about the small incremental role that she can play in her own personal career as a senator, and that's disappointing to the left.
Same thing with Ukraine. I mean, remember the very tepid attempt that was, I think, was almost a year ago. Now it was probably a full year ago, that some progressive members of the House made that letter that they put together, asking a very mild criticism of the administration's efforts here. That, again, that was a full year ago. This is still going on with just as much ferocity. Biden is going to send cluster bombs to Ukrainian forces, with all, we talked about earlier in the show, with all the downside of that.
Well, are you back yet from peeing?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you was taking a number 1 or a number 2. You hearing any of this?
Yeah, I'm hearing it. I'm taking notes.
Well, basically, they on Ocasio-Cortez for not being cool about a lot of this stuff that they're mentioning, and they're kind of running down why they like she's kind of faking the funk. So we're going over some of that, because once again, if you're a progressive type, which is still a liberal, balanced person, you still believe in a lot of, but it's like, hey, there's certain things we're kind of getting the thing on. And you can see there's great channels like The Hill, which is a legitimate news channel with a seemingly sane guy and a sane sister, talking about it respectfully.
Again, that's not on AOC. She can have whatever view of it she wants. And she and I don't have the same views on a whole lot of policies, but I object to a lot of our Ukrainian strategy and the lack of urging of diplomacy and the lack of realism that this needs to be brought to an end. I would think, based on, as you said, she was a DSA aligned candidate. I know this is something where my views and people on the left can find some common cause. We've found some common cause on this. So it is frustrating, not to pile on, but it's frustrating that she is doing absolutely nothing whatsoever on the front to raise the salience of that.
Yep. And as a counterexample of how she and her caucus could be behaving, you see what the Freedom Caucus is doing right now and how much power they've managed to extract from a narrow majority. The exact same narrow majority that progressives had at the beginning of Joe Biden's administration. Progressives at the time wanted them to withhold their vote for Nancy Pelosi being Speaker of the House in exchange for various concessions. They did not. The Freedom Caucus did, and they got some very meaningful ones. They basically control what bills can come to the House floor right now because of appointments that they got on various committees from Congressman McCarthy.
I don't know if you guys heard what she just mentioned. Bolo, do you know about how this committee thing affects the laws, like what she just said? Do you know how this kind of works?
I'm trying to.
Okay, well, I'll explain. So basically, you know how president has the laws and stuff he wants to pass. He says, hey, bring this law to my table so I can sign it. You heard president say that a million times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happens is, it's not like people just go out and make them. All the different committees, like the Trade Commission, the farming guys, everybody in Congress gets assigned to different commissions. And some of them have bigger lobbyists than others. Farming, technology, gas, fuel, all that stuff, right? So when you say, hey, I want a law for this, the commissions that are aligned with that, they're supposed to sit down with all the Democrats and Republicans assigned to that. And so before it even hits the Congress floor, before the law is even written, there's like 10 congressmen just sitting in a room working out deals. Like, hey, well, if I add this to it and take this out, will you give me this? Hey, if you give me this deal for the corporate guys, I'll give you your farming thing. So it's all these little back deals going on before the law even hits the floor to vote. And then, so already they're making back deals for that. just to get it out of committee. And that's what she was talking about with having the majority in Congress, because you can get laws to the floor. But if you have the minority, you can't even get the law to the floor because you got to make all these back deals. Then level 2 is now the law is on the floor, right? It's in the House, it's in the Senate. So now you got to make all these deals a second time to get the daggone thing passed. And the guys that won't pass it want you to add this tax bill, add this war bill, pull this out. Now get rid of that thing for homeless people, or I won't vote for it. And they always want to throw these extra things in there that if you just left it alone as is, most bills would pass. And this is the complexity of government and why a lot of things don't work out. Because we see it as more of a dictator. The president can make them do stuff. And no, once he makes a call for something, he pretty much has to pressure the congressman to make the law he wants, using the people to threaten that they'll be voted out of office. And it's called the bully pulpit. And that's how it all works. So that's why a lot of laws and stuff don't get passed. And I wouldn't be surprised that on a local level, it's probably the same. They got your city councilman. Well, the councilman is on the trash committee. So you got to get it out of the trash committee before you get it to like the city hall floor. Like it's, oh my God, layers. And it's really checks and balances to make sure people can't destroy the country. And that's why Donald Trump didn't burn the place down, even though we all know he wasn't the brightest, book in the box. I mean, George Bush said he was a C student, for Christ's sake, right? Most of our presidents from back in the day were 6th grade education. Never burned down the place, right? So they have the checks and balances, but now that money is attached to the checks and balances, there's a lot of wheeling and dealing going on 2 and 3 levels before it even hits the floor for the American people or everybody else to even know about it. What do you think about that scenario? And that's kind of what they're complaining about with AOC and them. What do you think about that and how the progressives have not taken advantage of that power?
I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, yes,
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's so deep, bro. It's so deep. So that's a lesson for everybody about how politics work and why a lot of laws don't get passed and things like that. It's not because they just don't want to do it. There's this whole game being played 2 and 3 levels before it even gets voted on by groups of men and women who are benefiting their own benefactors, trying to get laws they want passed so they can look up for their constituents. So they'll try to shove it in there and whatnot. And they used to do that with those crime bills and all those other kind of things. And that's why we have a lot of laws that people don't even know about in America that hurt us because we wanted something else passed. So be aware of that, guys. Just a little education for you guys out there about how bills and things work. By the way, Carl Anthony for president, even though I'm clearly insane, so I wouldn't vote for me either. Now, all right, back to the video.
Real power at stake, and so much of the Democratic Party's game, because I think a lot of Democratic Party voters are really well-meaning and they want a lot of good things, and there's this broader bipartisan populist core of America that agrees on common sense gun control and healthcare reform and a $15 minimum wage and all of this kind of stuff. But they believe, Democrats uniquely are credulous about their party's ability to do X, Y, and Z. And this fiction about, well, it's not our fault, it's just that the Senate won't go along with it. We know that's a fiction because we saw exactly how Barack Obama behaved with a supermajority. We heard the promises about how, well, if you just elect a Democrat one more time, we're gonna codify Roe, we're gonna pass the Equal Rights Amendment. Obama did not do those things, despite having a supermajority. And now they've turned around and it very much looks like they're set to do the exact same thing with student debt reform. Because now Biden's plan B, trying again through the Higher Education Act, because there's a notice and comment period, it would take us into his second term. And you can already see them lining up on TV, Ro Khanna and other giving interviews saying, well, you got to vote for Joe Biden if you ever want student debt reform. And so it feels like this carrot, stick, bait, and switch dance that is enabled by people who have progressive bona fides like AOC does, telling the public that this is the most that they can expect.
You know, it speaks to how much this phenomenon of the Democratic Party.
So pause right there. What do you think about that hustle that she just mentioned with basically moving the can, putting the bone? You know how they have something on a fishing pole out in front of you to keep you going? What are your thoughts on that and how sometimes, unfortunately, even liberals and really both parties do this? It just happens that the liberals are in, the Democrats are in, so that's what everybody talks about. When the Republicans are in, we'll talk about how they do it too, right? What do you think about that and how they do that with both major parties?
I'm still seeing it as the uni party. I'm understanding that new psychology behind it. Liberal versus conservatism is,
It's a myth. It's a myth. Most
yeah.
people are a little liberal and conservative, just a little more liberal and a little more conservative.
Yeah,
Very few people are
centralist
super
idea.
conservative or super liberal.
So, Why didn't you get
I will
it done,
tell you,
Joe?
Bolo, you act like the FBI is outside giving you flash signals like you see the wrong thing, we're going to take you out right now, Jack. Yeah, man, I don't know. He's looking out the window like, man, I don't know, dog. I don't know, dog.
No, you asked me to analyze two false
I'm just saying,
ideologies.
do you think what she said was accurate?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Now, duck, Rolo, duck. He act like they right outside waiting on him, Jack. You guys got a drone outside his window just buzzing like, don't say anything.
Emo acting like he's sleeping and,
well, we don't trust Emo. Yeah, look at this. They got Emo on the table right here.
The home for conformists, frankly, from people who listen and trust authority, follow orders, respect rules, respect process, who are not combative or feisty temperamentally. That's what a Democratic representative is, and that's what the constituency or the highly educated viewers, readers, et cetera, of mainstream news, where on the Republican side, it's the Real Housewives sometimes. It's nasty. It's reality TV. Their standard bearer is a star of reality TV. But there's actual. But I'm saying people make fun of that. But there's actual political argument going on.
For sure, that exists on the Republican side. But the overwhelming majority of Republican voters. Trump lost because people were over his antics. Trump lost because he couldn't keep it together for an election season, and he was saying all this wild stuff in the context of the COVID pandemic.
Maybe there's more conformists than non-conformists.
I agree that there is certainly more of an appetite among the Freedom Caucus for this kind of adversarial politics than among this so-called squad. But I don't know that, I think that generally speaking, elites, middle class, upper middle class people are all looking for stability and bipartisanship and all of these buzzwords. It's really just working class people and poor people of both parties who are driving the populist movement for looking for more straightforward candidates who are telling them the truth. And AOC ran for Congress saying she was going to bring.
Do you think that's like the number one reason Trump won? Not because he was so smart or had such good ideas, but because he even though he was a little too honest, which basically destroyed his presidency. Do you think that his absurd honesty was refreshing and that's why he won?
Why he lost? Or
no, why he won? I mean, it's why he lost also. One thing that I have learned in this life is I don't know if it's God or if it's the universe or if it's just mathematics. X plus Y equals something. God gives things and takes things away. If you're tall, you're going to probably be slow. If you're short, you're probably going to be fast. If you're big and strong, you're probably not going to be too smart. If you're really weak, you're probably going to be really sharp. You know what I mean? God gives things and takes them away. So that's kind of what they're talking about. So what do you think from that perspective?
Well, are you saying why he lost to Biden?
Yeah, he lost to Biden because, like in basketball, what do they see? You live by the three. What do? You
die by the three.
What happens in this street and in the Wild Wild West? You live by the gun. You what?
Die by the gun.
You getting it?
When did they block him on Twitter?
Right before he was about to run again.
Yeah, that's why he lost.
Because he started doing it January 6th. He just was doing too much. But what got him into office is what cost him his second run, because he didn't do much worse than any other president, really. He didn't do great, but he didn't do bad. He didn't get us in the wars. He didn't blow the place up. We're not all chewing on our neighbors. Okay, he got over it, right? But his problem was the tweets on the toilet, the name calling, the mocking, the disrespect to the military, the disrespect to disabled and women. You know, already had the sexual stuff with the ladies going on.
But they blocked him on Twitter.
Well, because of the January 6th scenario, he was opposing the voting and all of that and calling it fake. And one of the things is, even you know how we talked about Zion Williamson earlier, the basketball player who's having problems with multiple porno stars he's dating? One of them was just removed off of Twitter for harassing him about the situation.
Yeah.
So even Elon Musk is like, okay, you know, calm down, bro. Because bullying is still a thing. And what Trump was doing as the president, because he has what's called the bully pulpit, because everybody listens to what he says all day, every day. Like when I'm president, I'm even doing like YouTube streams at night just to talk to people. It's gonna be great. And whatnot. I'm gonna have like a glass of red wine. I'm like, all right, president says, what do you want to fix? But that's me. But you have a bully pulpit, so you can tell people what your thoughts are, and you can point out the people that are giving you trouble. Nobody else has that power but the president. The problem is Trump used it to tease, embarrass, and bully, and he didn't use it to be effective for some of the actual kind of good things. Like even after he he gave like the HBCUs, he gave him like a lot of money. Well, Biden came in and cut it in like 1/5, like as soon as possible. Like, dang, you would think Biden would have gave us all the money, and then Trump would have cut it. No, Trump actually gave the HBCUs like a whole bunch of money, and then Biden like third day was like, yeah, you have to cut that down, dog, and no student loan relief. Like, dude, are you going to hit me? It's like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, is it back in the day before the Southern strategy switch? Like, are the Democrats and I don't trust either side. So it's such a tough battle, and I feel bad for all of America because I think we all really care, and I don't think we all dislike each other. We're just confused by these guys running a hustle on us. So let's see what else they got in this video. They got a couple of minutes left. It's only a couple minutes left here. Let's see what we got.
About ruckus. She ran for Congress saying, quote, in any other country, Joe Biden and I would not be in the same party. Well, if you feel so strongly that you should not be in the same party as Joe Biden, why on earth, a year and a half before an election, are you choosing to weigh in with an endorsement instead of saying, well, we deserve to have more candidates if you don't like the candidates that have already thrown their hat in the ring? Why have the Progressive Caucus not been putting their heads together in anticipation of 2024 to run someone who can be the standard bearer for the issues that they said they cared so much about when they got our money and our votes from the progressive flank, people giving their last $27, poor and working class people to support these kinds of campaigns?
Yeah, I'm saying temperamentally, the Democratic Party is shifting into something that doesn't practice that kind of shtick. That kind of bring the ruckus. They don't bring the ruckus.
It's just a brand. It was a branding exercise.
Yeah.
And you see this a lot now. I mean, AOC, ironically, she was a critic of the weaponization of identity politics that was happening at the time. She said it's not enough for you just to vote for people who are Black or Latino or female or whatever, that you have to look at their substantive politics. Where is that discussion now? Richie Torres, who holds himself out as a progressive because he's Black, Latino, and gay in New York City.
Do you remember when she first came out, Bolo?
Who, AOC?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
You don't remember she was like all Elizabeth Warren, gung-ho, Bernie Sanders, stop the corporations, healthcare for all, cut back on the boys. You don't remember that?
Yeah, you know, your average.
Now she on some joke like, you know what I'm saying? I know it's kind of tight, but you know, a fine broad need her toes done. Like, that's who she is now. A fine broad need her toes. Now, she is kind of cute. If she wasn't married, I would blow her back out, allegedly. But she is married. So with all due respect to her and Tulsi Gabbard, hey, Tulsi, watch your back. You kind of cute too, by the way. Because, you know, I'm 48. So, you know, women like them, they look old to y'all, but to me, they look like they 25. They're like, man, she fine, Jack. What is she, 42? Ooh, young fine thing. Young fine thing. I just found out Britney Spears was 41. I've been in her DMs all week. She won't answer, though. She thinks she's too good for me. That's okay, Britney Spears. Dr. Umar wouldn't like me dating you anyway. So take that, Britney. Black Pop.
Britney.
So what do you got to say about that situation?
Britney Spears isn't POC?
Well, she probably is because she's probably Irish or Scottish. And if you know, back in England, they was pretty much the black people anyway. and or she Polish or something. So they probably don't really technically like her. She Eastern European. Those was like the black people of Europe before they got here, and then they kind of switched things up, when the boats arrived. So technically she probably is technically African American. I'm gonna use that when Dr. Umar get on me for making her the FLOTUS when I'm president. It's like, why is Britney Spears a FLOTUS? I was like, Dr. Umar, she's technically South African. That makes her African black. What are you talking about? That's why I'm with what's her name? Charlize Theron. No, I'm with Charlize. She's technically African, Dr. Umar. It's cool. You go like, boy, if you don't get that booer wife of yours. I was like, what you talking about, Umar? She just light skinned. But let's get back to the end of this video. We'll finish up the show and finalize things up. Thanks to anybody who is watching and checking it out.
Basically tweeting out AIPAC talking points about the murders, all of that's going on in Jenin in Israel and Palestine right now. Where is the pushback from the squad about the rhetoric that he's putting out about that? When's the last time they were forcefully having a discussion about freeing Julian Assange?
Yeah, again, that's for Republicans, and then people who are not Republicans but are outside the Democratic coalition, like RFK Jr. and Marianne Williamson type people.
And Cornel West is running for office.
Green Party, and like it's all the outsiders.
Cornel West?
It's not.
Shout out to RFK Jr. and Cornel West, even though Cornel West is kind of crazy.
Yeah. In that moment, on one of the most popular podcasts in America, this liberal touchstone, for her not to use that opportunity to inform the public that there are even these other candidates in the race. As I say, you're not ideologically aligned with RFK Jr. Marianne Williamson is literally running on the Bernie platform. And you could say something like, I don't know if I'm confident in her ability to succeed, but I'm so glad that she's in the race, keeping these issues alive. She could say, I'm so glad that someone as respected and renowned as Cornel West is in this race, and I strongly support third parties and Green Party candidates.
Absolutely did not say either of those things.
And she could also say, if you're concerned about spoiler effects and Green Party candidates, then it is incumbent on Democrats to stop trying to protect their power.
I don't know. The sister girl a little heated. I think she might want to meet Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez out back. What do you think, Bolo?
Yeah, colorism.
God, I swear you act like the FBI is literally outside your window.
By actively attacking every ranked choice voting effort, every effort to get us past the post voting that springs up, that passes by ballot initiative. But the reason that both the Democratic Party,
better for our country than getting that done.
Both Democrats and Republicans oppose ranked choice voting.
Of course they do.
Because it preserves their power and enables them to say every single election cycle, you have to vote for us, even though we're substantively ignoring your interests, because otherwise the other guy is going to win.
It's a binary choice between us or the people you hate. And say, well, give us more choices. Change the system so that there are better choices. Well, of course they're not going to do that.
They're never going to do that. So I said in the last 5 to 10 minutes what I think could be very useful for AOC to say using her platform. I am not invited on shows like Pod Save America. And I would like to see someone like AOC and the rest of the squad using their enormously important platform to advance the interests of the left and not advance the interests of the Democratic Party. But hey, I'm not the one in Congress.
Or just their interests of themselves. Or rising after this.
Well, great. That was great. We're also going to talk about the writer's strike maybe a little bit. So what's your opinion on all of that there, Volo?
When talking about this Democrat versus Republican, jeez, it's such a waste of my time.
See, this is the trick. They want you to feel like it's a waste of your time because they want you to quit. Did you know that every election, only 40 to 60% of all Americans vote? And so that means almost half the country does not place a vote in the election. So you could literally convince all the people that did not vote to vote, and you could win the presidency.
Yeah.
So they want you to think it doesn't concern. They want you to not care. They want you to think it's too complicated for you to assess and not be embarrassed. These people are not that smart. Politician jobs are made that you can read and breathe and that you're an American. You don't need a high school diploma. You don't need no college degree. You don't need no law school. You don't need to learn how to write nothing to run a single political office in this country. I hate to say it, politics is made for babies and our lesser cousins that have a small genetic composition in comparison that we've seen in the movie Planet of the Apes. It doesn't take a genius to run anything because they have a structure that is designed for the average American to run his city and do what he loves for his people. And that's the beauty of America that a lot of people forget about, and we have lost that because we think, don't quit, Bolo. Be aware. Stay vigilant.
Well, you know, the one that I'm trying to, I made 2 videos so far. You shared one of them today. Thank you very much. Is I'm using Ibram X. What's his name? Ibram X. His last name, I'm lost me right now. Jeez. But he wrote that book, How to Be an Anti-Racist. That's the one that the Republicans are using to be like, you know, he's the critical race theory idiot or whatever craziness on what it actually means. The other side is John McWhorter, and his book is Woke Racism, and he's explaining it as he's a linguistics professor, and he's using it to explain anti-racism being the new religion that's messing us up mentally, you know what I mean, as a people. All right. Now, so one side is you know, Ibram X is in line with what psychologically he's in line with what Umar Johnson is trying to argue, but you know, Umar Johnson is a crazy man. And
well, I mean, aren't we all crazy at the end?
So on the other side, I'm trying to help people understand McWhorter's side, but McWhorter is lining up more in line with Jordan Peterson. Now I mentioned Jordan Peterson, and it's the left completely. No, don't mention him. He's the white supremacist that's, you know.
Who, Jordan Peterson?
Yeah.
You don't like Jordan Peterson?
No, I love Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson is crying for Caucasian men on the daily. He's like, Jordan Peterson is so funny. He's like, there's a Caucasian man in Indiana somewhere. His woman doesn't show him any respect. He doesn't have a father. And men everywhere. I'm like, Jordan, dude, you got to reel in your gangster, bro. It's totally cool. I am with you. But, dog, it doesn't do well when you bust out in tears in front of the honeys when talking about men's issues. Keep it stern, brother. But I do like Jordan Peterson. So what's your thoughts on that? Do you have any final thoughts on the whole AOC political thing?
Yeah, so that's a video that I'm working on, and I'm trying to edit it and make it in a nice, style and explaining it. And yeah, AOC, she's a POC, and you know what I mean? She might be, I don't know, Puerto Rican or, Dominican. Or
POC, she's a PO something. Hey!
You know what I'm saying?
She a PO something. Hey!
Mexican.
Right, I need a little drum.
And then somehow that makes me a racist, saying she's Mexican.
No. I think she's like Puerto Rican or something, ain't she?
Latina.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what Biden says. They Latina.
Well, for example,
Latino.
There's Latinas, and then they have Chicanas, which is more the Central American Latina. You know about that? Oh yeah. It's like, dog. I'm telling you, every race and every group of every color across this country has their variables. If you go to the East, the Indian groups, the guys that are Indians and the Indians, they have Muslim and Christian Indians, and they light-skinned and dark-skinned ones. And if you go to my Arab brothers, they have all their different variables and different styles and stuff, which in the United Arab Emirates, they've actually come together really great to do something as a group. every group has that. The Asians, I have Asian friends that actually used to tell crude jokes about people that lived in the southern part of Asia because they had a tan. You get what I mean? So every group has that. We just have to be respectful of it, and like the old school days, realize that we all kind of cut up. Do you have any other final opinions on this politics? I wanted to go into one more topic, which was the writers actor strike. I was going to go just do a quick review of this video, and I guess we can call it the show.
Now let's go straight to the writers actors, because there's a lot of noodleists, like we about to take over that. Like I'm trying to write and direct and putting my packages together, and that they're my competition. So I don't care if they stay on strike.
All right, so we'll comment on this for a little bit. We'll try to take it for about 8 more minutes to the show and then shut it on down.
But they can't afford to stay on strike.
Right? Let's see what we got here. I haven't watched this video, so we'll just see what they got going on. And shout out again, sticking with the same channel. Shout out again to The Hill, checking them out. Go check out their videos there. Like, follow, share, subscribe them too. And this credit is from them. YouTube, show me love. You've been doing great lately. You're not sending me those emails like, you violate fair use. I'm very good with my fair use, YouTube. You better stop judging me. So let's see what we got going on.
In fact, it doesn't get settled until Christmas or so, then next year, there's not going to be many programs for anybody to watch. So you're going to see subscriptions get pulled, which is going to reduce the revenue of all these movie companies, television companies, the result of which is that there will be no programs. And at just the time strike is settled, that you want to gear back up, there won't be enough money. So this actually will have devastating effects if it is not settled soon. And the problem with settlement in this case is there's no trust between the parties. These conditions, don't sound like crying to the skies, but these conditions will potentially produce an absolute collapse of an entire industry.
Which, of course, is the entire point here. Oftentimes when there are these labor stoppages.
So, Vola, do you think it's as serious as that guy is saying? Or do you think he's kind of overreacting because, his money's all tied up in it?
Yeah, it is. The people they gotta get paid. They gotta,
Yeah, I mean, even the show we did the other day where my guy Kevin came on, he's like a legitimate actor. He said really the only reason he had time to come on because he ain't been working so much lately, so he had time to goof around.
Yeah.
And he's like a legit actor. Like he's actually too good to be talking to us.
Which happen because the people who create enormous value for these companies are not being compensated. And as he mentioned, the trust is broken down and the negotiations break down as a consequence of it. The whole point of withholding your labor is to demonstrate that but for your work, these CEOs who are complaining about how unfair this is would not be able to make the $27 million a year salaries that people like Disney CEO Bob Iger actually do in fact make. So if you connect the dots, if the fact that writers and now sympathetically actors would cause an entire industry to be devastated, do they have a point about needing to be compensated more for their labor?
Yeah, the compensation system is very confusing to me. We're seeking.
Just to say something silly, they're acting like they're sex workers not getting paid right.
A guest to have on about this issue, so I think we can both learn more about it, because I'm seeing a lot of the writers posting on social media talking about their residuals checks and how low they are, but I don't know how to. Sometimes it's low, that it's literally like pennies. Sometimes it's low, like it's a couple $100.
Right. For very popular shows. So one of the accounts that has gone viral is a woman who was starred on Orange is the New Black, which one of these corporate heads
right?
Was exactly the character's name. Yeah. The CEO was caught bragging about how many more people watched Orange is the New Black than Game of Thrones. These popular Netflix shows do much better. Orange is the New Black was one of the flagship early popular Netflix shows. It ran for many, many seasons. But whereas historically, before the streaming model, residuals were apparently the bread and butter of actors being able to sustain themselves between projects and have any kind of ongoing salary. These days, because the contracts aren't designed to accommodate for the ways that the studio executives now make money, they're basically cut out of even very profitable enterprises like Orange is the New Black. So yes, the streaming, the residual payments are a big issue, in addition to the questions about AI
So are they basically saying that pretty much similar to record companies back in the day, and pretty much how they do now, they're basically jerking the writers and the actors on the streaming? Is that what they're saying? Is that what you're hearing? That's what I'm hearing.
I'm hearing this. The streamers are they're in competition. They're supposed to be in competition with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So the writers union shouldn't be in control of their workers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they should have their own writers anyhow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's where it's funny, and that shows the independence of YouTube, quote unquote.
Yeah. Well, no, the guy made a good point that if this runs too late into Christmas, there'll be no new shows, and then money will be drained up come time and everybody gets back to work. So it could really do real damage. Do you think that's what could potentially happen? That it may take too long to resolve it, and then the money's drained, and then it'll cross the industry?
What's supposed to happen is we're supposed to blow up now.
Yeah, I guess if you're on YouTube, get ready. Start investing some money in your home studio. I need to get some chairs and some prostitutes in here. All right? Let's see what else these guys got to say.
And whether or not they're going to be asked to give their likeness over to the studios to make money from them.
But this comes down to, it's difficult with streaming. It's kind of difficult to tell what is that. You described Orange is the New Black as very profitable, but it's not, right? People don't pay for Orange is the New Black, right? They're paying for Orange is the New Black costs a certain amount of money to make. The profit model is maybe you're subscribing to Netflix to be able to watch it. But it's my understanding of the economics of streaming, it's a little hard to tell. Obviously, Orange is the New Black is very popular, but it's not like you're going to the movie. We can see how much this grossed because you paid a ticket for this thing. You're paying for the entire streaming platform. So the question is really, how many more people subscribe because this program is available? Is that worth it given its cost? So I could see the economics of who's owed what of this being kind of confusing.
Well, I do think that what is known is how profitable the studios are. So they can say, oh, it's so difficult to tell. But when you have CEOs taking home $27 million in
the CEOs get paid a lot.
When you have producers and the companies being enormously profitable and the actors.
So Volo, would you suspect that the producers are all sitting around listening to Nas? It ain't hard to tell. It ain't hard to tell. I excel, did a pill. I won't pay my writers or my actors' clientele. That's what the execs are apparently saying. Let's see what else you got going.
Just not getting a piece of that action. Look, if you are an actor and you're only earning cents on the dollar, or you're only earning a couple of $100 for a project of that magnitude, then you can make an argument about how you should keep working for nothing, but who would do that at the end of the day? If it is true that the companies cannot pay you, fine. Well, the actors are not going to work, and now we're going to have this detente.
Yeah, but like you brought up Bob Iger. Yeah, sure. He's maybe all those people are way overcompensated. Yeah. Sure, but like Disney Plus,
detente. She bust out a big word. She must got like a 1300 on her SATs or it's like that.
It's losing money. It's not. It's projected to be profitable maybe by like 2024, because the economics of streaming are really it's not been figured out yet. So anyway, I don't know it's probably the case that the contracts don't really reflect the new reality of the streaming world.
Yeah, I mean, Vox tried to get into this a little bit in one of their explainers, and they say, most TV shows on streaming have far shorter seasons than their broadcast cousins, 8 or 10 episodes as opposed to 22 or more. And that means writers get paid less for each job. The space between seasons can also be very long on streamers, years or more, rather than the few months of a broadcast show. Significantly more writers at all levels are working for the NBA than in the past. And although there are fewer episodes in a season, streaming showrunners, the people who are ultimately in charge of managing shows, making creative decisions, are working as long as their peers in broadcast TV. But because of the way the contract is set up, their median salary is about 46% of the broadcast median. So it does really seem like these structure issues where the shorter episodes, the more time between episodes, and the difficulty of accounting for what it means to profit from streaming are making it so that these contracts just have to be renegotiated for the modern reality of how TV works.
But I mean, I was just thinking, I mean,
So,
when we
let's
play,
pause
people
that and
regret.
analyze. So what she was saying is basically kind of similar to how the NBA players have a contract. They get a certain percentage of it. I guess they get 46% of what comes from the streaming. But since the show seasons are shorter from 20 to 11, they're probably getting half the money. So now that 46% is a very small amount of money. So I guess what the writers and a lot of the actors are saying is like, hey, we need to bump this up to about 60 or 55 or something like that to compensate for the shorter streaming seasons. Is that what you kind of heard there too, Volo?
Kind of, sort of.
All right. Let's see what else they got.
Betting that there's going to be a lot less new TV like the year after next, or when this time period they're not filming. I mean, I got so much. I'm sure I'm not only speaking for myself in that I have so many TV programs I'd like to watch that I don't have time to catch up on, that like a year with nothing new being made would not. I mean, are people out there really like watching the entire Netflix and Disney Plus and Hulu and HBO?
Well, you
things,
say that.
I watch a lot of.
See, I'm a little insulted because I'm a comedian and nobody loves me. So I'm alone all the time. Oh yeah, when I had Netflix, they couldn't keep anything up. Every comedy stand-up, every good movie. I didn't watch a lot of TV, but they can't keep it up. They can't keep it up. I got that Amazon. They can't keep up with seasons for me. I knock out seasons in 2 days. All I had to do was sit here and scratch myself and get medicated for 2 days. Season done, baby. So, yeah, I get his point. I do watch a lot of older stuff, and people probably won't lose their minds because there's plenty of content to watch. But there is a group of people that take their TV very seriously, and they literally, like Mr. BAS, who's part of this show. He watches shows while they're hot. He's like, yo, I can't wait till next week, yo. I can't wait till next week, yo. Now, when he says he's got like a little knife in his hand, so it's kind of uncomfortable. But the point is, he can't wait till next week for the show. So I agree with him, but I also know there's a group of people that take their TV very seriously and need it on call.
TV, and I like Yellow Jackets. I would love to watch that. I haven't watched the first 2 seasons. I haven't watched any of the shows mentioned in that New York Times article yet.
Well, it might not be a particular show that hits you. Maybe Yellow Jackets isn't your show, or that you're already behind and you have plenty to watch. But everyone has their tipping point. The New York Times pointed out that big name shows, including Yellow Jackets, but also Severance and Stranger Things, halted work after the writer's strike. This is also affecting movies, with the Oppenheimer and Barbie promotions that have caught the country by storm, grinding to a halt as a consequence of the strike. Certain other shows are unaffected. I know that a show that you're a big fan of, House of Dragons, is continuing because they're in a British union that is separate and apart and not implicated by the strike. But
I just want to say,
I think, as we've reported on before,
no disrespect to homeboy, he looks like a House of Dragons fan. I don't know what House of Dragons is, but that guy looks like he not only loves House of Dragons, but he plays Dungeons and Dragons while he's watching House of Dragons.
The fall lineup for many of these channels has pivoted more to reality TV shows and game shows that don't require the work of writers or actors at all. Is that okay with people? Maybe, but is it going to be okay for these studio execs whose profits dramatically rely on these streaming services and people signing up for new accounts to stream new shows?
Well, right, then it will, or are people just going to continue signing up or keep paying because there's still such a vast library of material on all these platforms?
Yeah.
That's what I'm curious about. I'm not saying prescriptively. I'm just the strike. Like, I don't know that in the case in today's
this guy's a troublemaker. Nobody likes him.
Reality, like do the people like rise up and side with the
Allegedly. I always got to say that when I say raw things.
Actors and the striking writers, because there's nothing new to watch or to see. That's just not going to be the case.
Well, I don't know that it requires that people to rise up. I do think there's an enormous amount of solidarity here already. I saw a story about how UPS drivers driving by the strike, the strikers in Hollywood were honking and they were shouting like, "You're next," because they're also pending the strike. I think August 1st is their date for the end of these negotiations and the potential start date. So I think there is a lot of natural solidarity, but the point isn't that they need us to be okay with it. The mainstream media is doing what it's always doing, which is to talk about the effect on the consumer, as though consumers aren't workers too, that are similarly victimized by corporate greed the same way that these writers and actors are being victimized, so that they're depending on getting public backlash by breaking that solidarity. However, they don't need our solidarity to be successful here. At the end of the day, either their labor is valued or it isn't. And while they should act, I think it's good to support people through strike funds and to help people be able to withstand the pressure to go back to work to get whatever pennies you can get, because you need to pay your mortgage, you need health insurance, you need to support your families. At the end of the day, it's the studio execs that are going to have to decide whether or not.
She left out one that you also have to pay the rent for your 6 thought girlfriends that you're cheating on your wife with. Just to be clear.
They want to pay for the benefit of these stars who people love to create the shows that we love. I remember subscribing to Netflix for the first time, ironically, to watch Orange is the New Black. I remember the buzz around that show, feeling left out of the zeitgeist and being very curious. And I think that was the first streaming platform that I started paying for.
That was definitely one of my favorites too. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. Well, I think the strikers should add firing Kathleen Kennedy, the head of the Star Wars universe for Disney Plus, as part of their goals, and then I would be completely on board. She's ruined it. More Rising.
That was a great topic, and shout out again to The Hill for some great information that I use, news reporting, commentary, and great stuff. Hopefully, great luck to the writers and the actors with that situation. It sounds like the UPS guys are going to be striking soon too. Bolo, oh my God, I almost forgot, man. We got 2 things to do. Number 1, Pokemon Zelda gaming report.
I just cut off the Pokemon. I talked about our battle, right? Me and the boy.
Are you beating the boy, or is the boy beating you?
Yeah, we had a battle. We had a single battle, and then he whipped my butt during the single battle. And then we had our first double battle. And
is that what you guys like a tag team or something?
Yeah. You use 2 Pokemon instead of 1. He has this one Pokemon named Little Mac. So the first battle, Little Mac would just whip my butt. I ain't had nobody that could really mess with him mano a mano. Or by the time I figured out who to fighting with, you know what I mean? It was too late. I already lost too many. So the second battle, I was able, since we had 2 of them, I was able to jump on him right away. And I think that's why I luckily kind of won.
Nice. You got out early on him.
Yeah. So, you know,
is the boy cheating? Is he cheating to take you out?
No. He's understanding the game. He's understanding the math behind it, the elements and how they match up and stuff. Or, you know, fire versus water and all that good stuff.
He's just getting good at it.
Yeah, he's getting good at the game. He's and his Pokemon are higher level than mine, but we try to stay at the same level when we do battle. So he ain't got no job. Yeah, that too. You know, that's his job is to play Pokemon.
And that's when I realized when I got older, when I got to my teens and early 20s, and I started working and like chasing girls and being out the house more, I would go to play like a 10-year-old kid in the game, and I used to whoop people buzzing. And man, this 10-year-old game would be like eyes closed, eating a cheeseburger, getting 3 women pregnant, kicking my butt. And it's like, man, I'm not even trying. Like, what? I was like, was this what I was like? Oh my God, we should lock all children up for our own safety. Allegedly. When I say a graphic thing, you always got to say allegedly for legal purposes. Anything else with the Pokemon Zelda gaming report? We've been back in Zelda?
No, I ain't loaded up Zelda in a minute. I've been taking a little hiatus on it.
Okay. So you treating Zelda like a stepchild. I see.
Yeah, pretty much. You know.
Any other comments on the gaming report? Any other games that you're getting involved in?
Well, I'm playing the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. You know, that's a role-playing game, but I'm getting back into my Star Wars lore. Because one of the things that I'm doing is I'm writing little stories and trying to get my story game up so I can, make little videos and eventually take over the movie industry, like, Quentin Tarantino,
Oh, okay. Well, look, that's my plan. Now, Bolo, I actually was plotting on making documentaries. I actually got my guy. Shout out to Mike Hermosa from Wild 7 Films. Anybody out there trying to record a movie? I guess the writer's strike is on, so maybe you can't use it now. But if you need to rent or get somebody to film your stuff or be a great director or use equipment, check out Mike Hermosa from Wild 7 Films. But I got this documentaries I want to make, a hip hop comedy documentaries. And I found out about a website that the government has where they give, money to do like films and stuff. And it's like, it's a minority film. What are they called when they give you money to do stuff that you don't got to pay back? What is that? For films, government, funding things. And you just pay $50 for the site. You can apply to all the ones you want. And I don't think it costs to apply. You just fill them out. You just got to know, but you got to pay for the site to see them, so you can apply for them. But they have a bunch of minority, God, I forget what the money is called, but free money for minorities to do creative, artistic things. So it won't be nothing serious like grants. But if it's like a creative thing or a documentary, something like that, the government has free money for it.
Grants,
yes, grants like Grant Hill. Yes, so any minorities, women, men out there, Irishmen with red hair, you can probably get a minority grant. If you're Russian, I'm sure they consider Russians minorities too, because we're in war with them right now. So we're in a bad feeling. If you want a minority grant, there's a government site. Do some Googling. It's about $50. You get into the site. You get access for how much you pay. And if you're interested in doing films, documentaries, and you don't got no money for it, the government will give you money to make a documentary about your art, especially if you're a minority. And if you're not a minority, get one of your minority friends to apply. So that's a tip for everybody out there that does want to create and not pay for it. And the government will give you money to make your documentaries and artistic films. So that's a great thing right there. So we talked on that. What else were we finalizing up here? Oh yeah, Zelda Gaming Report. Any of the Gaming Report stuff.
Oh yeah, we did that already. And,
okay, so we're done with that. Okay, it's time for the
What's the word of the day?
Here you go.
Okay, here is the word of the day from the SAT Word of the Day skill. Today's SAT prep word of the day is foster. It means to promote or encourage, or to raise a child who is not one's biological or adoptive child. And it's spelled F-O-S-T-E-R. Here's how you use foster in a sentence. The English teacher hoped to foster a love of reading in her students. Enjoying your SAT word of the day? Please leave us a review in the Alexa app.
Nice. Now, so my use for the word foster in a sentence, which I believe is F-O-S-T-E-R, is that when I go out to light clubs, I would like to foster a want for my penis inside of women with large butts and no diseases. Foster. Oh, so what is our slang word of the day, Bolo?
Ziggy, enable slang word of the day.
Okay, here's slang word of the day.
Today's slang word of the day is on fleek. It means on point. Here's how you use it in a sentence. Your makeup is on fleek today. If you're enjoying your slang word of the day, check out your dictionary's celebrity quote of the day skill. Find and enable it in the Alexa app by searching Celebrity Quote of the Day to hear funny and inspirational quotes from your favorite celebrities.
So, slang word of the day is on fleek. I'm shocked she didn't say is getting jiggy with it. Like, how about far back do you want to go? So, on fleek means you're tight. So, for example, my use of it is anytime I leave the house in Los Angeles because I have these delusional dreams of fame, success, and glory, I make sure that I am always dressed on fleek. So you see how I'm kind of scruffy right now? In the house. When I'm out the house, I shave it up. I got like the little chin strap or like the thick one, or I clean it with a goatee because I make sure I'm on fleek when I leave the house. Right now, I just look like I haven't washed in 2 days. 1, 2, 3 days. 2 days. I haven't washed in 2 days. No, of course I washed today. I'm just saying I haven't washed in 2 days and I look like it. Anyway, it's just work from home stuff. Let's leave it at that, right? I smell good. I smell good. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm pungent, but good pungent. Good pungent. So that's our slang word of the day. So I don't think, is that all of our stuff that we usually cover there, Volo?
Yeah.
All right. So any final words on our noodle of the week? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
The real conflict is understanding the relationship between religion, politics, and scientific, the laws of the land. And that's what we're basically arguing over. What's her name? POC? Is she POC or AOC, POC, or Puerto Rican, or
I told you, she a PO something. She a PO something.
You know what I mean? But in the end, we're all going to be African Americans in the end.
Right. Everybody's an African American now. You know what I'm saying? Just to say, my homeboy Kevin DeWitt is an honorary African American, so if he does go anywhere, he can pull that and tell him that Mr. C has authorized his African Americanness because he is a distant cousin. I just randomly say that. Anybody from South Carolina is technically African American. It's like being from South Africa. You're African enough for me. That's how it works. All right, so final words, Volo.
Final words. I'm focusing on football next. I got to get ready for my fantasy football. Sixers. It looks like we're gonna be stuck with James Harden. And then the Phillies they got a nice winning streak. Keep winning, Phillies. And so I'm back on my sports tip. And I am, like I said, I'm gonna play a little Zelda, play some nights. I got to get my Pokemon because of my son been whipping my butt in it, and just enjoying, working the bank hours. Really, like people, my brother ill productive. I mean, if I like the job, I was like, I like the hours, and it gives me a chance to just enjoy life in between the little 8 hours I do a day.
Hours are very important at a job.
Yeah. So
I've seen hours destroy a relationship in this building where this guy and this girl seemed like they had something good going, but the girl worked during the day and the guy worked at night. So every time he was coming home in the morning when I was leaving, I was going to my job and his girl was going to her job. And I noticed after like 3 months, all of a sudden he was like, he told me, he's like, yo, watch the door. Do you think if you see some dude coming from the apartment when I'm not here, let me know. And I said, this is about to fall apart. And then a couple months later, he was gone and she was there, and that was just it. So hours matter, man.
Yeah.
Any other final words?
That's about it. You know what I mean? I'll get some rest and be ready for Wednesday. And this Peterson video is going to take me a minute. So I've been doing like little 5-minute increments and testing on how I'm gonna really string it all together for a nice 20-minute video to try to break down anti-racism versus woke racism. And I really like what's the names, colorism versus culturalism, which is kind of a similar topic. But you start talking Democrats versus Republicans, that's where the ignorance comes in.
There it is. Well, there you go. Any other final words?
They jacking for the culture. That's what they actually trying to do. They trying to jack us for our culture.
Jacking for beats. It's been like that since the good old days. Any other final words?
That's it.
All right, excellent. Once again, shout out to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for betraying the Progressive Party. But she does what she has to do because she needs those shoes and nice purses, and she's got to get her some of that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we got a show coming out on Wednesday that's called the My Part of Town Podcast, the MPOTP podcast. It's all about Philadelphia city life, food, and everything that's going on. If you're from your city and you happen to be watching the show, let us know in the comments. We'll bring you on, talk to you, learn about your city, how you grew up, how you ate, how you got in trouble, and the reasons that your parents probably whooped your butt for acting up. That's what it's all about on MPOT Podcast. And on this Saturday, hopefully we'll be back on track unless I get kidnapped by some of my friends who like to party. We got the Volo and Butthead Techapalooza, which is a show about technology, AI, what's going on in current society right now. We analyze videos, do reviews, talk about it, like any show, one of the concepts of my shows is if somebody wants to talk about the topic, we ain't popular enough for it to be too many people. So come on the show. We'll talk to you, interview you. We even talk, break you on down, let you say anything you want. As long as you don't get on here and be like showing your boobies, being naked. Unless you fine. Now, if you fine, I'm going to let it slide. But if you're not fine, I can't let you do that. You got to have clothes on and be respectful. So those are our shows, and we're not thinking about working on a new show on Sunday. I don't know what it's going to be called yet, but it might be the Jesus Show to mock what was on South Park, where I have people just ask crazy questions. We make up silly answers. Shout out to Emo in the background holding it down for the street. Shout out to everybody that watched the show, anybody that came in and out of the show. Thank you for watching. Nice to subscribe. Come back, check out our other shows, man. Appreciate all you guys for checking out, even if you only watch for a second, man. That's cool, dog. That's cool, man. Hit the like button. Let's get out of here. Let's keep the algorithm loving us. And what time is it? We got 9 minutes left. So I always like to end the show on even time. So I got 9 minutes of stuff. Let me see. Oh, Emo dancing. What are you dancing to?
Maybe walking.
Is he showing off? Is Emo trying to take my shine? No, Emo, don't take my shine. I'll meet you out back. I ain't gonna know. I'm sorry, Emo. I apologize. He AI. He will clean my bones and turn me into a battery one day. I apologize. But that's Noodle Free Mondays. We got about 8 more minutes left here. Oh, before we play this final videos and stuff, just to kind of close things out, so I can end on an even 11 mark. Thanks for everybody staying up late on the close to. What'd you say?
Emo just says it's okay. No words.
All right.
I mean, literally, that's what he just said.
All right. Cool. All right. Sure. All right. Word up. All right. He cool then. We cool, Emo. I was about to have to go off on you, cuz. But I always like people to remember that love is good, life is better, and you better make sure you do something that's going to make you last forever, because that's what it's really all about. There'll come a time when all other things will be gone. Will you be remembered? That's what we're here for. And that's Noodle Free Mondays. I'm going to play a couple of videos just to kill some time to get us to the 11:30 Pacific time mark. Thanks, everybody, for being up. And what is that, 1:30, 2:30 out there? Coming up soon. Thank you guys for staying up.
30. I've been, I had a good nap in before I woke up. Now I'm up,
Nice. So we're just going to play my new little song. We're going to play one of all those videos and get out of here to close it out. Check out my new song on all streaming platforms, paging Dr. Umar. And
we do politics over Punani. We do education over ecstasy. We do literacy over linguistic ability. N-A-T-U-R-A-L, wanna get it as clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. N-A-T-U-R-A-L, wanna get it as clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. Hey.
From the skinny to the biggie, ain't no plastic in the body. Keep that trash away from kitty. Like my ladies green, the way that nature made them. Curly hair, the nation, chocolate presentation. We like the ladies, litty flavored basket, Robin skinny waistin'. Don't get it wrong, we even take them yellow, brown, Caucasian. Patron Dr. Umar, ain't no bunny hopping. Too far. The natural queens coming all sizes, dropping stars.
N-A-T-U-R-A-L, wanna get it as clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. N-A-T-U-R-A-L, wanna get it as clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural
it's going down. Black Trump in the house. Body parts soft, clean, jean pillows popping. Tasty water flows, nappy heads steady rocking. Where your man at? Well, I'm here now. All that fear chat, it ain't here now. Protection in the building, family beat the drilling. Cooking for the kids and get me piece of bacon dealing. My trusted counsel when I get my piece of bacon building. Keep the family diet clean. I need a
N-A-T-U-R-A-L, wanna get it as clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. N-A-T-U-R-A-L, wanna get it as clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. Hey, we do murder over money, and we do righteousness
creativity. I need a natural girl. A Big Papa Afro.
Yeah, I don't even feel like making this video because I'm over here talking about hip hop being a culture that's logically equivalent to a religion. You know what I'm saying? Now, even then, I'm really got to get into going into depth about epistemological tautology, and y'all want to act like, you know what I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about, or I'm just making things up. That's why what's going on is real whack. Like even in Karis One's book, he says, hip hop is a culture. He spells it with a K. That hip means to know. It's a form of intelligence. Hop is a movement. It's an intelligent movement. So when I see professors or educated Negroes like Ibram Kendi make a book called How to Be an Anti-Racist, it's no disrespect to Ibram. Like, we all got to start, writing in some way, kind of way. But when you name it an anti-racist, what you're doing is you're separating anti and not. That's not racism. Like it's like that's the double negation. Nah, it's not a double negation, right? I mean, then John McWhorter, meanwhile, he writing a book called Woke Racism, and so now he's being outcasted from his own people because it's like, you serving the white supremacists now, making a book like that because that's a word that they use. So it's like, man, I don't feel like making no long, drawn out video trying to do truth tables and all this fly mathematics, and y'all ain't even trying to pay attention to that. Nah. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. So when you say anti-racist, as soon as he started saying it, as soon as Ibram started saying it, the white supremacists started saying, "Oh, yo, you're anti-white racist. You're stopping us from, trying to perform what we trying to do is what, we're trying to stop the abortion of our babies. We trying to, stop the death of our people. We trying to, like, that's what we're trying to do." And it's like, well, black people should be trying to do the same thing. But then, it's well, you got to put, the other people up with us too. You got to bring them up too. And it's like, who are you talking about? And then now you don't know what we're talking about. That's why it's like, it's hard to do a 5-minute video or 10, I don't feel like being on here for 20 minutes explaining a culture that I can't even point at, because then I'm the anti, I'm the negative, I'm the, I'm the person that's trying to, hurt or a whole nother community that has nothing to do with the community that we're trying to build under one being, that's our Father. So you're causing the split of anti-black racism and anti-white racism. Anti-black racism now becomes, black people willing to, put a noose around their own neck. You know what I'm saying? And then anti-white racism becomes, like, hey, I'll kill some Klansmen, like, you know what I mean? But then the Klansmen is all Democrats in the video, and now it's a double negation or whatever, because the Democrats is the only ones that's really trying to help black people. You know that's a lie. So that's why it's like, I ain't wasting my time even talking sometimes, but I'm just, trying to have fun. Because hip means to know, it's a form of intelligence. To be hip means to be up to date and relevant. Hop is a form of movement. You can't just serve a hop. You gotta hop up and do. You know what I'm saying? That's Karis One right there. And what we trying to do, we trying to build something of a true culture where we celebrate Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Bryant. Kwame Brown. That's my man though. I'm messing with some Kwame Brown. But I'm gonna join Mr. C tonight. I just wanted to drop quick 5 minutes on y'all on what I'm seeing as far as how they're using this whole white supremacy thing to say that, hey, we're the white people that's trying to help you, like normal, like white liberals do. And then the other side is going, well, no, they're actual racists or whatever, and they ain't even trying to help us either. It's just two false, sides of the same coin saying that they're going to help you. And we know that when you're trying to choose between false or false, you're going to get stuck with false pride, that is. All right, I'll wrap to y'all later, man. I can go on for hours, but make sure y'all check us out, like, subscribe. I'll make another video with more, I guess, things to point at, or to help, color the dots to help y'all figure out the difference between eternal, black, strength, brown, and courage. That's weird.
Yeah, and that's it right there. And that is Noodle Free Mondays. And thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, check out all other stuff. Check out other shows on Wednesday, Mondays, Saturdays, and soon to be Sundays. I get myself together. Also, I guess now I need to make me a little home studio or something so I can get me some people to interview up in here because I got multiple cameras, but we'll work that out. So we're out of here, guys. Thank everybody for checking out. It's Noodle Free Mondays. I hope all is well. Once again, love is good, life is better.